At the intro, it's dying out. Right on that.
Whoa. Yeah. There it is.
How do you know for sure?
What is happening, you all?
How do you know for sure?
Welcome to the Outhouse Podcast.
How do you ever really know for sure?
You're one of us.
How do you really want to know?
Sure. How do you ever
Where
really
we talk shit.
About shit. Constantly. An endless stream of shit. And we got Bella tonight.
Trying to pull the volume
Kinda.
down. I was killing
She's gonna come and go.
the
She's
keyboards.
a little excited.
Looky here. Who's on the show tonight? The myth, the legend,
The man.
the man, Mr. Craig Reed.
Stone Roadie.
The man, the myth, the legend. I do that backwards. Go figure.
That's all right. It still sounded good.
The world's most famous roadie ever.
That's right. I told Tom I wanted to tell you, you're the road father. As of now, the road father. We have the road father here, everybody. The king of all roadies. And we have Bella Boo. For a
Be
minute.
Bella with us tonight too, huh?
That's
I
right.
forgot quarters. I gotta watch.
I got you tonight.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I think I can cover it, I hope.
All right. We donate quarters when we drop F-bombs. It's gonna go to the humble creatures.
Tom picked it.
I don't drop F-bombs. I don't try not to on
I
mine.
try not
I think
to.
I've slipped once or twice.
She's acting like she's going to be good. I think she really does want to sit down, but I know that she's going to be a handful.
Got old Jimmy in there with Al
Jimmy on the keys.
on the keys for our little background tunage.
Do you want to read your disclaimer?
That's right. Kids, the views and opinions expressed by the individuals in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the Outhouse Podcast or its affiliates.
It's all fun and
It's
games.
all jokes. Kids, calm down.
It's just fun and
Calm
games.
down, man.
We're not trying to
Oh,
change
I
anyone's
just
religion.
Knocked a little pecker over.
Yeah, that's right.
Gotta be
Look
careful.
at you.
there.
You're cleaning up your language. I thought I was getting a big C right there.
Oh, I tried. Yeah. A damn good show. Oh, we just slammed them quarters down, boy.
Yeah, I figured there was
What's
going to be a
happening,
few.
everybody?
We got the road father here. You
Yep.
guys used to roll together.
Yep, me and Craig used to do it big, boy. It's funny, too, because
I disappeared a lot, though, didn't I,
he
Tom?
sure did. He knew all the little places, boy. He taught me a few of them. Got to give you that. But even at that, you know, we'd go to Cleveland and there'd be these steroided out 23, 25-year-old kids, man, and Craig would outwork them like nothing. Like it wasn't nothing.
Well, you referenced
One of the biggest, funniest ones is, remember when we had to do that show out there at, I don't know, that damn baseball field when it rained like hell and we had to put all that plywood down?
The Capitals?
I don't know. It's that minor league field or whatever. I can't remember. It was.
Yeah, up near Cleveland.
Yeah. Shit. I don't know what he was on that
yeah.
night. Some Adderall, some shit. He was running circles around people, dude, dropping this. It was crazy because we had just enough plywood. We had to bring a semi truck out on one of them with a pop out stage and shit, and we had just enough to move it 8 foot. Then take the pieces from the back, put it in the front, move it 8 foot, take it from the back, put it in the front, move it 8 foot, all the way out to the middle of the field.
That sounded like music while you were doing
And
it.
it was cool.
I had played that game a couple of times doing shows before.
I asked you how old you were before we got started.
73, yeah.
And when did you really get into music, and what music was it? Like that really hooked you?
When did I get into listening to music?
Yeah, listening to music.
Oh, God, it was...
What was the first band you really dug?
I guess Cream. Yeah, Hendrix, the Cream, the Doors, and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's my dad's record collection. You're naming off.
Led Zeppelin, yeah. Yeah.
And then when did you get?
Then Black Sabbath.
Nice. That's what I was always into too.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah,
play?
they're letting Ozzy into the Rock Hall this year.
Nice.
I just saw that.
I got a picture.
Did you play? Did you do any of the Rock Hall events? I did.
Oh
some.
yeah, man, them things
Yeah.
were brutal. Remember, we went out to your car in the middle of one and like we had to be back in like 2 hours or something. So we just went out to your car in the parking deck and did what we do for 2 hours and had to go because by the time we drive all the way back to even Craig's house, you had to turn around and come right back. So there wasn't no point in leaving Cleveland.
We could sit in my car and watch movies though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had a little
little
TV camera on the dashboard.
And you said those take like how long to do?
Oh, that takes like a week to set up or better.
Right.
It's
So you're
big
there.
production.
I was surprised Peter Frampton just got in this year though.
Mm-hmm.
And you really know your
mean-
stuff because
I mean, Frampton Comes Alive. My God, that record sold.
That's a big one.
A lot.
that's one that I see in a
The
lot
computer
of
over
record
there.
collections when I pick them up, man. If there is a lot of rock and roll, Frampton Comes Alive's in there.
When he came to the, I think it was the Akron Civic. It wasn't just there; it was that whole tour. He was making live CDs right there on the spot of that night of the show. And they would, I don't know what you had. I'm sure you had to go online and do something, and wait 10 minutes after the show or something and get your CD. But that was pretty cool, I thought.
Right?
Get you a CD of the show you just watched.
That's
That's a pretty cool idea.
I'm still getting acclimated to your studio here. You know where my studio is, sitting in that little room. I'm just in there by myself. I've never sat at a table with other people.
When we first did it,
And
we
if
had
you,
to go
if you
this
look off
way.
to your left,
with multiple cameras and multiple microphones.
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty wild. And it's
Yeah.
really wild whenever they do the switches and stuff,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It definitely adds a different kind of a tone sometimes.
I have to get me another camera and switch back and forth.
But then you got to get somebody to run that show. Or you could do it.
I can do it
Yeah,
sitting there.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm multitasking.
The reason I could do it here, but since we have the other show, I got to have it over there because we do the live bands here too, which is right behind the curtain.
Yeah, you got a cool studio here, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is pretty sweet.
We got Al and Jimmy in the fish tank. We call that the fish tanks. that
Now,
you're
what's the
looking at.
name of your band, Tom?
My band is the Gas Band.
Gas Band. That's
Mhm.
right. That's right. Yeah.
How many shows did you guys do together, do you think?
The Gas Band.
You two.
Oh,
Oh.
me and Craig.
Oh,
Shit,
God,
probably
summer.
12, 13 years. The whole.
Oh yeah. I used to take. Tom used to ride up to.
Yeah, I'd drive
Cleve-
up to Craig's
he-
house, jump
yeah,
in
he-
at his house, and
Yeah, I used to drive everybody up there. Everybody meet at my house, and I'd drive up there.
maniac boy. I
That
tell
sounds
you
like a
what.
party right there, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom can
Fun
attest
times.
to my
Ooh,
driving.
boy.
And
Sometimes.
we would be late most of the time, and I'd be going as fast as I could, like Frogger, in and out of traffic.
Getting it, boy.
And
I just put the seatbelt on and hold on.
My friends say, Craig, you're not on your simulator. You don't have to pass every.
I figure,
You.
couple plane crashes
I get
or
accused
whatever.
of driving too
Some
fast.
bus
too.
crashes and a whole bunch of car crashes. Well, I guess I'll just take my chances. I figured. How many car crashes you been in?
Oh my God, I couldn't count them all.
Oh, wow.
Most of the time, I was a passenger, though.
How many cars you crashed?
Personally, God,
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. My '57 Chevy, I put it into a pole sideways, cut it in half, and
No shit.
yeah, there's a couple.
Wow, man.
I guess I read. Yeah.
You've lived a charmed life, my friend.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, he used to drive them guys around back in the day When they was out partying, Craig was the designated
No.
driver.
If it had wheels on it, I've wrecked it. Yeah, and I've wrecked anything that had wheels on it.
That's nice.
Wheels. If it had wheels or floated or flew, I've wrecked in it.
Nice.
How long were you a roadie?
From '74 till 2006.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of shows. That's a lot of
lot
shows.
of, a lot of years, man.
Right.
I've been with a lot of shows with him.
That's what
as
I'm
far
saying.
as union
right,
gigs, you
right.
know what I mean? We did a lot of them, man.
Did you work some theater shows?
Oh, yeah.
Broadway.
Oh, yeah.
Did you work some
Most of-
Broadway?
The hateful one was that Phantom of the Opera. Boy, that sumbitch was.
You never did no wardrobe calls though. did you?
No.
Those were fun. The wardrobe calls.
Now, what's a wardrobe call?
Changing
You
costumes.
do
and whatnot.
wardrobe for the Broadway shows that come in. You're designated an actor or an actress, and you
Help 'em
do their,
change,
yeah
boy.
you'll follow them around and
Hell yeah.
where they need to change clothes. You're right there and change
Right.
their clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
It's a
had
damn
I had
good
6
show.
women one time, and
Listen
they
to
would
him.
come
He's a
running.
stud.
They'd come running off the stage, run over to change clothes, and there's 6 women running at me, ripping their clothes off. I'm going, this is my kind of job.
I always loved you. You're
Yeah,
backstage. You're just abandoned because you're just getting ready to go again.
Mm-hmm.
The girls wanted to take me with them, Yeah, and they were all commenting. We want Craig to go with us. Okay, and I think that was the last wardrobe call that they let me do. I never worked wardrobe after that call.
Now, you were doing it for years and years. What are some of your favorite bands that you worked with?
Oh God, I worked with all of them. I've done shows with every, all the old bands.
Mm-hmm.
But
Wow, man.
Now
So
he's worked for more than Skynyrd too. You've done
Right.
like Journey and
Journey, Foreigner, Marshall Tucker, yeah.
yeah.
But I worked with all those old Southern bands and stuff. But yeah, I never did any shows with Motley Crue. I wasn't
right.
really familiar with them. But working when me and Tom did some shows together, I really enjoyed those guys.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did some. I was the camera, a grip. Yeah, the cameraman that goes back and forth, doing the camera work. I would be his grip, and I would feeding him cord and stuff. That was a cool job.
Pager, cable pager.
Cable page. Yeah.
it's cool, all the behind the scenes stuff that goes on to put on a show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It takes a lot of hands.
I'd be
Right.
down there right in the front row, man, and giving the guy cable, and pulling it back, and the people in the front row would be burning joints, and they'd be passing them to me. I'd be down there. Yeah, it was fun. I got to keep remembering to stay in the view of the camera.
you're there.
Yeah.
You're there.
Yeah, it's
No
got
worries.
a nice wide shot too.
Yeah.
That one comes in really good.
And
Did
he
you-
keeps busting you on the other one.
Did you play
Snapping
any
on him.
instruments at all?
Do I?
Yeah, you-
No.
No.
I got a musical nose. I can pick it or blow it.
How many shows have you seen?
I became they made me a drum tech, and I kind of adapted to that pretty well, and
Right.
just treated everything like I was a mechanic, so I just treated everything like a machine, and just, so I got pretty good at drums, and then, from being around the guys that did the guitars, Joe Barnes and Chuck, and then Alan. I was with him a lot. He did a lot of his own stuff, and he taught me a lot. And then we lost our guitar roadie and our drum roadie at the same time. And Ronnie said, well, wanted me to pick up the slack. He said, well, I know you can do drums. Can you do guitars? I goes, yeah, I think I can do guitars. He goes, well, you do drums and guitars, and I said, okay, I can do that. So
That's awesome.
I did that for
That's
a
a
while.
lot.
I was laughing because on the show the other day he was talking about restringing, and he's like, yeah, I got 10 all the way to 42. I know 10 to 42, but I don't really know.
10 to
Craig's
40.
all over.
10 to 46,
Is it-
10, 13, 17,
Yeah.
26,
Here I am, a
26,
guitar tech.
36, 46. But that's a heavy gauge. And
They got all these hybrids and shit now. I can't keep up.
I
with
can see it now. He's like your mentor,
Right?
you know,
I
because
know
you've
he's on the
referenced
Stone
him.
Roadie show talking about I got brain damage, but this guy's smart as shit.
You've
Boy.
referenced him so much with me, like over the years, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cool to finally be sitting down and talking,
Right.
you know, because I can totally see it.
Oh
now.
yeah, Craig brought me up under his wing in the stage union,
Right.
boy. We was right in there because back
Right.
then I had the killer weed, bro.
oh yeah,
We
yeah,
was knocking
we was
it out.
always burning them down. It takes an hour to get up to Cleveland from my
Mhm.
house, so we were pretty toasted when we got up there.
What do you think of the herb nowadays compared to the herb back in the day?
It's similar. I think it's pretty similar. I don't know.
Do you think any of it's like really harder? Like people are saying some of it's like, oh, I can't smoke that stuff. It's just too strong.
No,
Too strong.
Where's that at?
I've
Where
never
is
seen any weed that was too strong.
That's what I'm saying.
Good
Not
answer.
since
I'd
I was
like-
Good answer.
I'd like to find some.
I like that real high THC count. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah, the
37%.
indica, yeah.
Right,
Indica's
I don't
right.
like any of that sativa stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
indica
yeah,
counts,
me
bruh.
either. Sativa, I feel like I'm having an anxiety attack when I smoke sativa, and even sativa dominant hybrids will do that to me. I get that real anxious feeling. But that AK-47 that was out a few years ago was real good.
What's up, Ricky Devoa in the chat there?
About the sticks in Frampton over there. What's he brought up Frampton?
Ant farm's looking good out there, kids. Man, my throat.
Well, it's getting cold out there.
Yeah, it
tonight.
got-
It's like 31 degrees tonight.
Oh, you
That's
got
why
one?
I got my
Okay.
own, man.
I'm
Good.
dressed a little bit tonight.
Yeah, I was freezing today. It's 50 degrees out there, and I know I had to take my clients out, and they're disabled and wouldn't come running out without a without a jacket. I'm like, oh, turn around, it's too cold out here, too cold. And I had to put my cigarette out and run in with him.
Yeah, that's frost range. Yeah, you can't grow any weed up here.
Not
you
yet.
You can't plant anything up here till the
Couple more weeks.
Yeah, the 1st of May. That's about it, man.
I was talking about that. I planted my tomatoes and my peppers back in, I think,
Well,
2016.
Actually,
Too
no,
soon.
it's the last of May, actually, because it could, last of May.
What's the
It's
next holiday? Is it Memorial Day or Labor Day? What's the one that's in the
Memorial
spring?
Day.
Yeah,
Memorial
I
Day
think
is
it's
in-
Memorial.
I think that's it. Grandpa always said the day after Memorial Day it was safe to plant, and I was like, and I put my stuff out, and it looked great 2 weeks before that. And then the snow. They said we might get snow, and I'm like, get out of here! There ain't no
like,
snow
"Nope."
coming. And I went out in the morning. There's 3 inches. I was like, wow, I lost like 50 plants. I was so bummed. I still got a ton of tomatoes that year though.
Oh, by the way, last week, guys, sorry about that. It wasn't us. It was Spectrum.
Yeah, every now
They
and
cut
then
out. We
it
was only
just
a little bit
cuts,
left.
And we
If that
can't control
happens,
it.
we'll come right back.
Yeah, we'll be right back on.
Bear with us. It ain't my fault. It's that dumbass Spectrum. So don't know what to say about that. I don't.
Yeah, they doubled the price, but they didn't double
Yeah,
the
the speeds and whatnot,
whatever. Yeah.
or their actual.
3 times
Yeah,
now
if they
we've
could
been
just be.
we've been cut and had to come back. So.
Oh, and then also Griff said you guys is gonna have that little wheelchair race with old boy.
Oh yeah, wheelchair Chuck.
Wheelchair Chuck, yeah. When you guys do that shit, man, you should call me up to do your camera work. That way, Griff can be in the pictures because he said something about coming up and filming it. Man,
He lives over in Indiana. He lives 5 hours from here. I was trying to talk him into come up and doing it at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
right? I'll come up and film you guys.
Yeah.
Both these cameras are really nice. Or anything for that matter you guys got going on. Just give me a round.
Yeah, that is a nice camera.
That one
Oh,
there.
both of them.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
one's a really nice one there.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm. yeah, about that one to start doing content, and then we decided to do some things. So got another camera, and then we had 2 more, like I said, and then they was going to junk on me. We had a GoPro, the damn jack broke out, not USB, what is that? HDMI.
It's one of those cords.
HDMI.
Tech issues. That's why we needs our people. We keep saying we needs to get our people, and we need some people to help out.
But I'll tell you one of the funniest things. I believe I'm on episode 55 of the Stone Roadie show, and I believe I talk about that. We was up at the queue, and I don't remember who we was setting up, but it's one of the funniest Craig moments, a Stone Roadie moment. He takes these set carts, and these things are like 8 foot tall, almost 10 foot long. And he gets a chair in the middle of the arena, and everybody's working around, dude. And he makes a triangle, and he puts his chair in the middle of that sumbitch and just sits there and just watches through the shit, watches everybody working and for I don't know how long, man. We was dying. That was some funny shit, boy.
Did you get to see Cream and work with Cream?
Yeah, we did them up at the queue there that when they come back that one time.
I didn't do it.
Oh, you didn't do that show?
No,
Man, that'd be a good
not
one.
Cream. I've done some shows with Clapton, but never Cream.
Oh man, did you get to meet him?
Do what?
Did you get to meet him?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I met him at the Rock and Roll. We did some shows with Skynyrd and Clapton, but I didn't meet him during those. But I did up at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at him and Jimmy Page.
That'd be pretty
Both at the same time. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I met
wow,
Page.
that's
I
a
didn't get
wild
to meet
moment.
Clapton. I was Page's guy.
Page and
put
Clapton
his
at the
guitar
same
amp
time.
on
Man,
and off.
that's heavy. That's
Him and Jeff Beck.
man. He always seemed like a pretty good
Jimmy
guy.
Page is a cool dude, man.
And James Hetfield from Metallica was up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a discussion about that on one of our pods. I think it was that the first one or the second one. I
There's your
think it was the
course.
first
It was the second
I
one.
ain't
You
even
devoted
saying it.
like
I'm down.
some time. Like you vented. You got your
Yeah.
venting out. You did. You they soured you.
Stupid Metallica.
Winslow Red Cross.
What's up, Winslow?
I can hear
Good to
my
see
dog
Craig out
crying. Where is she sitting at?
She's right there by Larry.
Bella.
Yeah, I got
She's
the
looking
bacon
at Craig.
treats.
Oh, that's
He
why
smells
he's got
good.
the
That's
treats.
why I was
He's
wondering
got
what was
the
going on over
treats,
there. I
man.
haven't seen her for a minute. I hope she's all right.
Yeah, I've been
Awesome.
She smells my dogs, probably.
Oh yeah, that's a sure sign.
One of these days, whenever Griff comes up, we'll have to have you and Griff come back, and then maybe you guys can talk old Six Gun to coming up and doing a live chicken coop live for us. They don't need no backline or nothing. It's all right here. They just bring themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when did you get out of the roadie stuff? You said you retired.
2006. Yeah, I told you before I had hepatitis C, and I was taking that medication and it didn't agree with me, along with the whiskey and everything else. And it wasn't a good mixture. So
Right.
I left, and after I got off the road, I really didn't care to go back. You know? They didn't want me back, but I didn't care to go back.
When did you decide
It
to
was a
start?
mutual agreement. Yeah.
When did you decide to start the podcast?
Now,
Everybody wanted me to write a book, and I didn't feel like writing a book, so somebody wanted to do a podcast with me. I said, "Yeah, I'll do a podcast. Maybe that'll appease people from me. I'll tell them what I know, and then I won't have to listen to people want me to write a book." So I said I'd do a couple of podcasts, and then the guy backed out, got sick from COVID, and so I got the camera and the microphone and stuff, and the lights and everything, and Griff, my co-host, I told him, I said, "Yeah, I got all this stuff," and now the guy backed out, and he said, "Well, I got a camera and a mic. Let me interview you." He said, "People are always asking me, to ask you stuff." I said, "Yeah, we can do that." So
worked out
I figured
perfect.
we'd do a couple, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe, I don't know. And then people went, "God, you guys are going to be millionaires." Well, first we branched it over onto to YouTube, you know, because we were doing them through YouTube anyway. So then people started watching them. They go, "Oh God, you guys are gonna be millionaires doing this." And they go, "What are you gonna do with all that money?" And I said, "Well, we'll just donate it to the
Victims.
forgotten survivors." You know, so it's just kind of, you know,
Now, what's
a
forgotten
great
survivors?
that's the people that were on the airplane
That survived.
that survived that are still. There was like 12 of us that were still kicking around that were on the plane that
How many people were on the plane total?
26.
So, wow.
And yeah, 6 people died. So there was like 12 of us still alive here up and Kenny Peden died not too long ago. And so there's six people that are still suffering, you know, from injuries from the plane crash.
Right.
So you know, and they're still paying their own medical bills. We really got screwed on that deal. You know, you'd think you were with a band of that magnitude, and everybody on that plane would be millionaires, which should have been, but it didn't happen that way. Yeah, I got like $45,000 or something like that. You know,
Which is peanuts.
oh yeah,
For consideration.
and yeah, I think the most you could get was like 100,000, but you had to be really messed up to get that much. And you know, I'd rather come out of it like I did and got
Right.
got, you know, but
And then,
yeah, but then, you know, I didn't have any ongoing medical bills, but you know, some people do.
right.
The only thing that I knew about it was that album that had the fire on the album cover touching band members and the folklore behind it that made it worth a bunch of money because I dealt vinyl. And I had heard kind of stories, but I never really investigated it, you know, thoroughly. But that's pretty sad that no one's been taken care of after the fact.
Oh yeah,
You'd think that
the forgotten survivors.
And then
you'd think that you guys would be taken care of, right? With a band that huge, you know.
and they do
iconic.
like auctions and stuff on the Stone Roadie show. If any of you guys, it's our people, go check it out.
Yep.
It's out there. And
Yeah, we do a giveaway every Friday. We're just giving away just little things, you know.
stickers
I
and
give right now. I'm giving away a $50, a bicentennial $50 that I actually had on the plane.
Wow.
You know, it's a part of my coin collection. I was collecting bicentennial coins back then, and I was getting a divorce. So when I left Jacksonville, anything that I wanted to keep, I took with me on
Put
the
in your
on the
pockets,
tour.
Left Jacksonville. Sounds like a song.
We were going through here in Ohio, you know, and I figured I would just drop all my stuff I wanted to keep off here because I was getting a divorce and I didn't know what was going on. So I kind of maintained a place up here, you know. So I was going to drop it off here. So I had most everything I wanted to keep with me on that airplane, coin collection and bills and all. You know, currency from all over the world, you know, that I
That's
collected.
pretty cool. to have.
Anything that I wanted to keep, I had with me on the airplane, and so I had these coins on there, and I've auctioned off a bunch of them on eBay. I had $2 bills and the bicentennial dollar bills, you know, and I was jokingly auctioning them off as lucky $2 bills and lucky silver dollars. Yeah, and people loved them, man. I had about 6 rolls of those silver dollars. I've sold, I don't know, about 48 of them, I think, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, but I hadn't got into the $50, so I gave away one of the silver dollars, and then we started a thing. We had a drawing, and I just decided I would give away a $50, or you know, the bicentennial $50 to people that were entered in it. We had a drawing, you know, and so I just kept it going for like it's called the spring drawing. We have a drawing every Friday and give away a bicentennial silver dollar that was on the airplane and a sticker or just some, some stuff. But
I'm blown
You know.
away that we're in the presence of a crash survivor like
know,
that.
it's
That
crazy,
had to
isn't
be
it?
scary as shit.
you know what? I really didn't think that much about it and didn't really go out there back to the crash site or nothing. And
I wouldn't want
really
to.
didn't-
I'd have PTSD.
But man, when I went back out there and saw where we crashed, I'm going, how in the hell did they find us? Because it's
Way out, huh?
very desolate back there, and it was
Where
dark,
was it?
And it was Gillsburg, Mississippi,
Oh, Mississippi, yeah.
and I mean it's
Thinking
just
Louisiana, but
it's just where we
Remote.
went down. I'd be like trying to find a raft in the ocean. I mean, you'd have to, plus, for an airplane to go down in that kind of dense stuff, it'd be like trying to find an airplane that went down in the Amazon jungle.
Yeah, man.
There's planes that
man.
went down
They ain't
down
never
there that
found.
they've never found.
Right.
And
Right?
luckily, a helicopter was hovering overhead and found us and saw us, and that's how people got back there to us to rescue us. And God, they said they got back there, and it didn't even look like an airplane. It was
Oh, I bet it
it was in 3 pieces, and it was just, they said Leon was tangled up in wires, hanging upside down. And it looked like he'd been clawed by a bear. He was all clawed up and stuff. And people would have died. He would have died if they wouldn't have found us that night. Leon would have died. Probably, maybe Gary, and there's other people. I might have died. I had a punctured lung, so I had.
Where were you on the plane? In the line of like seating?
I was in the back
You
on
were in the back.
Yeah, on the starboard side on the back.
Wow.
That's the right side.
Was it just like real quick, or did you have a moment to react and be like, "All right, Lord,"
Well, no, we knew we were going down, but
yeah, the pilot announced it. Hey,
Yeah.
this is it. Put your
Yeah.
head between your legs.
Oh, man.
Kiss your ass goodbye. 'cause
I thought we
shit.
were going to try to land it in a pipeline that was there, but I don't know what was going on. We were going down this pipeline, and I thought we were going to try to land it in there. And I thought, shit, we could have belly slid it in there, but hell, we could have landed in that pipeline with the gears down,
Right.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know why he didn't choose to land it in there. And hell, Highway 55 we were paralleling from what the one guide said on one of my videos. That we were paralleling Highway 55, and that's plenty wide enough
Hell
to
yeah.
land a plane. I don't know why he didn't land there. He tried to make it to the airport, and we didn't make it.
How big was it? The plane?
Convair 240. It was a passion. It was a passenger.
2-engine prop on each side.
Yeah, it was an actual passenger plane back in the day, back in the 50s.
It was a pretty big one. Didn't Aerosmith turn that down or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, man.
It was a safe. I mean, to me, it was a safe plane. It just, and it would
Pilot
have flew. It would have flew if it had gas in it. It didn't have no gas in it. It ran out of gas.
No, what's wrong with it? You ain't got no gas in it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was the problem.
Oh, yeah, you got to put fuel in them bad boys. You
Yeah.
can't just coast off and pull over.
Yeah, you don't fly a plane and run low on fuel and say, well, we're gonna try to make it to the next place,
I'd have been shit.
especially when you're flying over trees,
I mean, I'm just, my mind is kind of picturing it,
No, that
like-
plane, if it would run out of fuel, that plane would coast. I mean, it would just glide and.
Now, did
but-
you ever have a fear of flying before or after?
Not really, no.
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 Somebody said they had to put a stick in to measure the level of the gas. Was that right?
Yeah.
You didn't have a
Them
fuel
old
gauge,
planes.
you used a stick.
Well, yeah.
Half a stick.
I'd love to read a book if you wrote a book. I think it'd be
That's crazy.
really good because you remember things as you write.
Mm-hmm.
It's the nature of the beast. And you end up remembering things too, which is kind of cool because I've been doing it lately a little bit. Just a little. Wow.
Yeah, fuel's something that you watched pretty severely
One would
before
think.
you fly. You know, I mean, even a regular airplane, all of them, there's a little thing up in the wing where the tank is that they pull out of there and they can see if the fuel's contaminated or not. You know, it's a little test thing. Yeah.
I'm always just this side of terrified when I fly. It's not natural. I'm not supposed to be way up here like this. And like my brain is like, just like, oh man, I don't
I
know.
love flying. I thought it was a blast myself.
I don't know. And I've had some experiences, with TSA and those folks, I don't want to call them out or anything, but it's just, a whole vicious cycle of the whole experience sometimes.
Now you've been in a bus crash too, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I said. If it's had wheels on it, I've crashed in it. Yeah, bus. Yeah,
Wow. Dirt bike?
Tractor,
dirt bike. Yeah, motorcycle. Yeah.
Moped.
all that.
Go
shit.
kart. Yeah.
Skateboard.
Skateboard. Yeah.
Roller skates.
Yeah.
I once crashed
Ice
a horse.
skates, skis. Yeah. If you can strap it on your foot and if it rolls or moves. or
Crashed a
flies.
horse into a
Did you
tree.
play sports?
Baseball.
Baseball? What position?
All the infield position: pitcher, catcher, second base, shortstop, third base.
I played everywhere except first and second. I played
I
everywhere.
didn't really play first. I played all the other positions.
Left
Not
was
much
my
third, second, shortstop, and
Shortstop.
second mostly. Yeah.
Shortstop. I pitched a little bit too.
I pitched some too. My grandson's a pitcher in college.
That's awesome. Where?
Thomas University, Georgia. Yeah, they won conference. He pitched. He's pitched 5. I think he's 5-0 for
Nice.
pitching record. Yeah.
Nice.
And it's first year they won the conference this year. It's their first time in 5 years. So
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
beasting it out.
My kid played at Bluffton, and he was a pitcher. And he graduated from there, and he just had a tryout. Well, his second, I think, tryout with MLB. It was like 2 weeks ago. But he hasn't got any callbacks yet, that's my understanding. I'm just dying for him to call me and go, Dad, the Blue Jays. It's the Blue Jays. They want me. He has a hell of a knuckleball. I was teaching him how to throw it when he was really young.
my grandson's name's Tanner. I guess he's got a pretty good slider, from what I understand.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a scary pitch.
He's
if
got
it comes in
a good
fast.
strikeout.
I've
He's
seen-
got a good array of different pitches he throws.
Did you have a favorite team when you were growing up? Did you follow anybody? Baseball wise?
The shortstop for the Indians. What was that guy's name?
Omar Vizquel?
Francisco Lindor. Francisco
Ah.
Lindor. As a matter of fact,
That's
I bought him he wanted a Francisco Lindor glove, and they were impossible to get, So they came out, and my son, so I bought him one, and they sent him to the sporting goods store to do something, and he wasn't expecting it, and he came out, and they handed him that Francisco
awesome.
Lindor glove, and he's like, "Whoa, cool."
Yeah. My kid, I forget who it was he wanted. I ended up getting him a couple of them because he stuck with it all the way up, I was really proud of how much he excelled at it because he loved it, and he's still chasing that dream,
Yeah, I lived baseball up until my junior year in high school, and then I was into cars and women, and I kind of got out of baseball.
Right.
And then
Happens every
my
time.
son
No more
Chad,
fishing.
my son Chad, who Tom went to school with, he played baseball. He played all the way up in through the minor leagues, and then he got out of it. But
Now, are you
Can't-
from this area?
Yeah. I still live in the same house I lived in when I was 8 years old.
Did you know Thurman Munson?
He's from Green.
No, but my son did. Yeah, my son's.
We went to school with his daughter Kelly.
Because I know he was
I
another
didn't
big
know
name
him personally, but I knew his
from
daughter.
around here. And
She went to school with us, me and Chad.
when me and my brother had our antique shop in 2012, a lady came in with a piece of the plane trying
Oh,
to
no
sell
shit.
it. Yeah. And I said, well, I told you free appraisals. I said, I'll tell you, let me just go to the top of the heap. and find out if this piece of history is something that Major League Baseball enthusiasts would go after. So I called up one of the biggest names, and they gave me a hard no. And then I think
The wrong circle of people. That's
well,
all.
I said the only other option that you have is to go local, because I don't know anybody that would want that.
Right.
You know. And they did it.
Now his co-host Griff's got a necklace made with a piece of the metal from the plane. Some
And I
lady
can
made
see
him. That was
where-
pretty sweet.
Some people would want it. Some heavy offers were going around from what my understanding was, pre-auction. But
Hey
then
Griff, I hooked you up with a coin. Craig's got it. It was made
she
the
loves
night of
Larry.
the eclipse.
Yeah, I left it over there on the table. I'll
He's buying her.
bring it over.
Halftime.
I know you're. I looked over and I was like, wow. I looked over right at halftime.
No, it's not halftime yet.
Almost. I know.
Not quite.
They sound really good back there today.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do the actual halftime tonight. I hope you get them queued up real
Well,
good.
Well, we're only going to be able to turn that camera. I can't get Jimmy because it'd be nice if we had another. We'll get set up with another camera in
Right.
there eventually, but
Right.
we need some funds and whatnot.
Oh, man, as this gets rolling, man, we'll see what
We'll
happens.
get her going though.
Now I told people on my podcast that you and my son went to school with Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, I was watching.
Uh-huh.
I just wondered if you ever touched on that subject, on the talking shit about shit.
I think we did on one of them, didn't we?
I mentioned my very brief encounter with the first time I got drunk.
Yeah, that's
when I
right.
was in high school.
I didn't really
Very
know
brief.
the dude. He was like a nerdy dude or whatever. Not that that made any difference or whatever, but I didn't really, because I hung around with everybody pretty much. But yeah, I didn't really know that. Now my kids' mom, they was best friends because she went to the Christian school with him. So
Heritage Christian.
yeah, she went to Heritage. So she used to have hand-drawn comics and cassette tapes that he made of like prank phone calls and all these weird things and shit.
Right.
And she had like a whole box full of this shit, and she got in an argument with her mom and shit, and her mom threw all of it in the trash. This was before he got famous, though.
Right.
She would just had it because they was friends, you know what I mean? And she had all this, you know what I mean? I was like, man, if you still had all that, it was right before her mom did that. I mean, literally, like a few months before he broke through.
Right.
Like that, because she had it stored up in her attic or whatever. I don't know, or something weird or whatever, but it was kind of dumb.
What do you got?
On Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, you got any good Marilyn Manson stories?
Marilyn Manson? No, I have none at all. No.
Oh, no.
No. The only thing I know about Marilyn Manson is what I was staying in a hotel room up in what do they call that up there in New York? Times Square, I guess. Yeah, and he had the whole side of a building said Marilyn. I look out my window and the whole side of the building said Marilyn Manson.
That's when you know you got some cash flow. You
Man.
can make a whole building say your name. Huh?
That's pretty big, man. You know you've made it. You know you've made it, man, when the building has your name on it.
Hell, man, I got my name on down there in the monument. They got my name in marble down there. I'm still alive, and I got my name etched in marble down in
As it should
Mississippi.
be, man.
Yeah, really. Yeah, I was
As
gonna
it
say.
That's
should
pretty
be.
cool.
It's very cool, man. Like I said, I'm very blown away that, you know, it's,
Yeah.
you've been in a lot of crashes,
I
man,
know,
and you're
it's
still
amazing
here.
you're sitting here.
I hadn't been
crazy.
down there, and once they put up a marble thing and green my name in it, I started going down there. But yeah, it says Craig Reed, guitar tech, and I'm a roadie. I'm not a tech.
The Road Father.
I was talking about that.
We got the Road Father on here tonight.
Yeah. The original. So, how did you meet up with them guys? I mean, most of this stuff you can go on his podcast.
Yeah.
But we'll just touch a little bit of it.
Well, yeah, probably a lot of your audience don't
Right.
know my story, but yeah, I was up at checking into the Holiday Inn in Kent, Ohio, and as I was checking in, the lady checking me in asked me if I'd
Checking
heard
you
of,
out.
checking if I'd ever heard of the band called the Who, and I said, well, yeah, I have. And she said, well, you're in rooms, right there with them. I'm like, yeah, right. So I went around there and went up to them, and I saw this a Econoline van pulling a U-Haul trailer. Well, right away I knew that wasn't Lynyrd, and there was a couple of guys unloading some guitars and stuff. So I said, hey, who y'all playing in the hotel tonight or something? And they goes, we're Lynyrd Skynyrd, and I'd never heard of them, or the name, I'd heard their songs on the radio, but Lynyrd Skynyrd's a hard one to remember,
Right.
So Alan Collins and Gary Rossington and Billy Powell stuck their head around the corner and asked one of the roadies to ask me if I had any weed, So they did. So I goes, yeah, I got some.
Like,
So
I
I
got some weed.
So I had about a lid in my pocket, and I just said, here, you can
How
have
many
that.
joints are in a lid?
How many joints?
And
are
they
in
went,
it?
oh God, we can't afford that much. And I goes, oh man, no, you guys can have that, So we just kind of partied the whole that day, and like the whole time they were there, and they said, man, come to some of our shows, So they were playing in Kent, and then they played in Akron down at the university.
So,
And
yeah,
then
they was
and
just
then they
getting
played
started.
out at the Smiling Dog Saloon up in Cleveland.
Name drop.
Yeah. And
I'm sure
so
it's gone now.
so I went to all three of those shows, and when I left them in Cleveland, I goes, yeah, it's been nice seeing y'all, man, nice meeting you and everything. So I went to my parents' house. I gave them my number. So Ed King, the guitar player, he called me and he goes, he says, hey man, you got any more of that stuff that we could use to keep us awake? I goes, yeah man, come on by, So they came out and Ed said, man, you ever think you'd want a job? And I goes, doing what?
How dare you?
And he goes, man, everybody likes you. We we could teach you, whatever you need to know. I goes, yeah, whatever, So I knew some girl in Florida, and this was December the 7th, 1973. So
I was 2 days old.
yeah, and she called me and she said, hey, you met Lynyrd Skynyrd, didn't you? And I goes, yeah. She said they're playing in Atlanta, Georgia, at Alex Cooley's Electric Ballroom,
That's a cool name.
for New Year's Eve, 1974. Why don't you come down and we'll go to the show? And I goes, yeah, okay, I'll do that. So, I remembered what Ed said, so I actually packed a suitcase to go on the road. I actually did.
That's awesome.
So they had these stickers and they gave me a few of them. So when I went to the show, they were already playing, and I took one of these stickers and used it as a backstage pass, like I was a roadie. I learned some tricks, as I was with them for 3 days. So I just went back to the security and said, I'm a roadie, and I went in and they were already playing, and I popped my head up behind the amp line where Ed was, and I goes, hey Ed, what's going on? So after the show, he went to Ronnie and asked Ronnie to hire me. And Ronnie said,
That's awesome.
are you crazy? He says, man, I got people in Florida that, I've been promising a job, all these years. When I got famous, I told them I'd give them a job. Now you want to hire this Yankee from Ohio? Have you lost your mind? And Ed said, man, I think he would do good. And they said, and Ronnie said, well, he better, I'm gonna whip your ass, you know. So yeah, so when I got hired, Ronnie didn't really care for me, you know, and
Stanky Yankee.
and so they put me in charge of doing drums, you know. So I was doing drums, you know, and I just kind of, you know, while I was sitting there watching the drummer, you know, I just noticed that Gary and Alan would come up back and they would light a cigarette, and they'd have to take it out of the pack and get the lighter and light it and everything. And Ronnie would do the same thing. So I just kind of noticed when they would come back and get a cigarette, I put up an ashtray up there and lit their cigarette and put it up there for them. And Ronnie seen that, and he goes, "Man, that sumbitch don't even smoke cigarettes, and he's lighting his cigarettes for me." He said, "Man, he's a team player." So from then on, we were good friends, you know. So
That's
that was,
awesome,
yeah,
man.
it was just, it was really weird. You know?
Sometimes that's all it takes.
It's really weird how that happened.
He's
you
just
know?
being friendly.
And I gotta say, with him with that pass thing, I cannot tell you how many times that we go out the front of a house and didn't have a pass, like up at the Q or whatever, or something, or some other place, and be like, Craig would be like, "All right, let's go back to the stage. Let's go by the soundboard and all that." I was like, "How the fuck we gonna do that?" And he was like, "Watch this." This guy will pull a flashlight out, point it at the ground, and just beeline. And the freaking people part like he's Moses and shit. They get right out of his way. Boom, we'll go right to the back of the stage at a big show. You know, and these guys, they see that flashlight, they just move. They don't even look at your credentials. I can't tell you how many times I've walked through and they, "Hey, you got a pass?" And I hold up a crescent wrench and keep on walking.
That's my
Like,
pass.
"Here's my pass, buddy. Crescent
stage
wrench.
to
How
fall
you like
apart.
it? I'm here to work, son."
You just that walk like you're
Right.
you know where you're going and you're in a hurry.
You're the man in charge.
Yeah. That shit used to crack me up, man. Craig be like, "Click, let's go." "Where you want to go?" I know, right? You like our big cock and our little pecker?
I keep looking over and you got them lined up different every time. There's always something different on the set.
I know. You gotta keep it moving, keep it real. So one of our questions always is on our thing that we ask everybody is drugs. What have you done, and did you ever have a problem?
What drugs have I done? I've done them all.
How's the LSD?
What's your favorite?
Oh God, yeah.
You were
That's
back
been-
there at that right time.
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know what my favorite drug. I guess it'd be weed.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Me tree.
Yeah.
I don't like anything that makes me feel anxious.
Me
other
neither.
than coffee, you know.
Or
coffee.
something that makes you drool on yourself.
I could have bought a house on cocaine money, but we won't talk about that.
Wow. Yeah, you lived through that too.
And I once heard a story where you was talking about they ripped a mirror off the wall about as big as this table, slammed her down, and
God, yeah.
over in England, like a 17th century mirror or some shit. These guys, mountain. Get the garden hose out, boys.
Oh, it's like rock
That's
star life.
insane. Yeah, dude.
You know.
Like, I couldn't even imagine.
And that's just what I paid for. God, a lot of it I did
I
was
could
free.
imagine people just throwing it.
most
at you.
most of it was free.
When you're in that world, right? People want to be part of that world, and they know that's a good ticket in.
Through $100 bill, you know, you had to snort it through $100 bill. You know,
That's status, baby.
I'd like to have one of those that I thought I was a big shot. Roll up $100 bill and leave it behind. You know.
It's not a poor man's drug, but it'll make you a poor man.
It's sure enough, that's for real.
You lose your house and your mind right along with it.
Mm-hmm.
You're a survivor, man. You've lived through a lot.
That's,
You
that's
deserve the name the Road Father.
He's got a company named Survivor Films, right?
Yeah, Survivor Films. Yeah.
He did
That's
have
awesome.
Survivor guitars.
The Stoned Roadie. I just like
The one
saying
and
it.
only.
So
Yeah.
Larry gets his shot back up. He might have to get back into that again. Have Craig endorse some fancy guitars.
Yeah, that's right. Alexander wants him to sign his guitar.
Oh yeah. Well, we can get that done here later. We go off.
No, I'm retired. I was retired. I was retired for 15 years, so I started doing that podcast. But they're fun.
That's fun.
You know,
yeah.
they keep me amused. You know, people. You know,
And you got a lot of people to engage with you guys, so that's
you
that's
know,
awesome.
I only got a couple thousand followers, but I got some. Got some pretty serious viewers, you know.
Right.
They kind of enjoy it, and I don't know.
Which, by the way,
I've met some cool people doing it, though. You know, I really have.
Right.
I've met some really cool people.
Heck yeah.
You know, doing it. So yeah, it's
And our podcast is never one of them podcasts that would ask you to like, share, subscribe, or any of that thing. We don't do that to people. We just carry on. Never would we say like, subscribe, share, or do the thing.
You know, the chat's a little bit behind.
Is it?
Yeah, this guy he popped up and said Quaaludes were great.
Quaaludes is great.
Subscribing doesn't cost them anything.
Right.
No.
Not a penny.
Not at all.
No, it doesn't. You know, like and subscribe doesn't cost anything.
Sure doesn't.
But
and it's nice to know there's people listening.
Right.
yeah, I got a couple of thousand watchers, you know, and I've made 250 in a month.
Nice.
Through subscribers.
Yeah, on Facebook
but
YouTube.
I think last month I only made 150.
Huh.
You know, I don't know why. I guess I don't know. It's how long they watch it through a period and how many commercials they watch or whatever.
Right.
I can't really. I try to make it so I make the commercials skippable. Anyways, I can't really show it there, but
that commercial dollar.
I would just cut it off, but that's where the money comes from, and that's where I try to, give that money that I make from subscriptions to the forgotten survivors, so I don't have to. People were wanting to donate, and I don't want to run a donation thing, you know.
Right.
So I'd like to, have it where I could, make some money off the subscriptions and pay the forgotten survivors the money that I make. That was the whole intention of why we're doing it. But,
which is good. It's good that there's something at the root of it like that.
But God, I do. How you guys only do shows every Wednesdays, don't you?
Yeah, we've just been doing it on Wednesdays.
Yeah, that's how we started. I just did them on Wednesday, but now we do them Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays.
It would be nice to be able to do that.
And then we do them on Saturdays too sometimes. So yeah, it's a handful, but I couldn't do it without my co-hosts. You know, they kind of do all the legwork. I just show up.
We decided to do Wednesday.
I just turn on the camera and say, what are we going to talk about today, you know?
Right.
And it's kind of what we do other than our little general questions.
Right.
So we're approaching our little halftime, piss break, whatnot, get a drink thing. So we're gonna take 5 guys. We're gonna hand the camera over and the audio over to the kids there,
and
jamming
you're gonna
out.
see the music that's been playing behind us, how it's being made.
And we're gonna take like 3 minutes because Ed's kidneys can't handle it, and this coffee's kind of getting to me. So we'll be right back.
Remind you all there are snacks and light refreshments at the front bar, hookers and cocaine in the back room. I know where I'll be. The second half of our program will begin momentarily, a little darker, slightly more sinister. Good times for all. Thank you and good night.
That's a good mix there on them there headphones.
Hello.
You're good. You're good.
Well, I
You can put them
know
wherever you need them.
the Stone Roadie. The Stone Roadie. I just like saying it. The Road Father. Is it that time, dear? Come here.
Bring us back. Camera. Switch it. He's got a contact, everybody.
The Stone Roadie. She sees Larry now, and he spoiled her with bacon.
Yep.
See, Larry,
You
see
done
what
gave
you've
her
done?
dog
You
treats.
Gave her bacon. You gave her bacon.
Dog treats.
Bacon makes it all
Thanks for
better.
hanging out, everybody, for 5 minutes. Everybody could take a pee and
I only have one
do that
kidney.
thing.
I only have one kidney, man. And it was working overtime on all that guy.
Yep. Craig had to tighten up,
Pointing up.
as he would
Noise.
say. And he
Went
ain't,
outside. It's cold out there.
he ain't using no
Man.
wrench neither.
All day you could work on your Ohio tan.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna tell you what, I went out this morning to fire up the van and I was freezing at 6 a.m.
Yeah, I think it got colder as it went on.
It felt that way. And I was right out in that little patch of sun.
Thank you guys. Hanging out at the Outhouse podcast with the legend, Mr. Craig Reed.
The Stoned
Roadie.
Roadie.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
I want to hear about some of the crazy shit. You got some good crazy stories?
You said crazy.
Oh, God.
I know, but I swore it,
He's
so
just throwing
I
quarters
threw a
like
quarter
I
in.
owe a couple here and there.
I do. I definitely owe the house for that.
I have to think about one or so.
You guys did a lot of drugs back then. We were talking about it before. You got
Oh,
any crazy
yeah.
drug stories, drug-fueled stories?
Oh, God. There's a lot of them.
They done wrote a song about one, huh? 3 steps.
Yeah, I don't know where to
Craig.
start on those.
You did you get into that young, that smoking weed and doing the partying?
What was that? About being young or what?
Were you young when you
When
started
partying
smoking
and whatnot.
and partying?
Oh. When did I start smoking pot?
Yeah.
Oh, probably when I was, 18.
18?
I guess. Yeah, I guess 18, yeah. It wasn't very, first I smoked wasn't very good, and then somebody had some hash, and it was really good.
That's a monster. Hash is a monster.
Yeah, first time I got high, I got really high.
Yeah,
I
know
mean,
that's right.
it was like, whoa, what have I gotten myself into?
That's what I was. It's almost like too much of a good thing. in a
Oh
way.
yeah, it was. Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit
I
of that
smoked
going.
hash, and I got too high. Yeah, I got
Every
too
time you
high.
take a hit, you get that in your head. That's when you know you hired as shit, boy.
And if it's a sativa
Go,
base,
yeehaw.
oh man, I'm just like wrecked because I just feel like I'm having anxiety attack after anxiety attack. It's just no fun for me. I'm an indica guy. I
Hope we
like
got-
the couch bound.
Hope you guys enjoyed our little intermission show. The boys in there.
Yeah, our sons sound really good together.
That's my son and his son. His son on guitar, my son on the keyboards.
And they've been playing off the cuff all night. It's great jazz.
Yep, just open jam, man. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. Jimmy's got some kind of drum machine on that keyboard or something, I guess.
Well, and that's the beauty of
Pretty
this
cool.
place because we come in here and we do this on Wednesdays, and then on Saturday and Sunday we have the live bands.
If you got a band or you got something to talk about, come on.
Yep, hit us up.
Get a hold of me on Facebook Messenger.
We got a few interesting things coming up. That one guest wants
Jeremy
to talk about the
James.
mud floods too.
Oh,
that you
yeah.
were talking
Conspiracy. What do you think about that shit? The mud flood stuff.
I don't know nothing about the mud flood stuff.
Oh, yeah? You want to go down a crazy
don't
rabbit
either.
hole? Go home and just type in mud flood. It'll fucking take you on a wild ride.
I mean, I know a lot of it leads back
It's
to
pretty
that.
crazy.
Where is it?
Well, they claim that at some point that this mud flood happened and it was like a reset. And then when you look at all them old ass pictures and the roads are all dirty and nasty, they're like, how the hell did they not have nice roads? They got all these perfect buildings and all, and they claim that the buildings was already there, and then we came and just took them over,
Right.
kind of like the Egyptians did the pyramids, so to say, and
Oh,
all these
wow.
major cities. And all the churches and the big buildings with the big windows and the stained glass and the circles, and they had certain energies that they used, like the free power thing that Tesla was. It's down. That thing goes way down. All that stuff, dude. It's crazy.
It led all the way to Tartaria. for
yeah,
me.
yeah, right.
I've saw things about San Francisco.
And them
some-
star forts
Some
and shit.
big buildings being there before they were supposed to
Right.
be there, and on the East Coast there were some big buildings that were there
exactly.
before they were supposed to be there.
And then they show
Yeah,
how
they say founded.
right.
And then all the insane asylums were always all these massive,
Right.
glorious
Exactly.
architecture, and they were huge facilities. You know, it's like
It goes into some all that too.
Yeah.
And then they show where like they had to dig down beside these buildings to repair shit, and they'll go down like 2 stories, and there's like windows and doorways buried, like 2 stories down. It's like, why would the architect put windows and doorways 2 stories down? That don't even make sense.
yeah, there's some weird stuff going on.
There's a whole
And then
lot
like
of
back
stuff
in the day, they're
going
like
on.
these dudes are running around with horse and buggy, and all their everything that you see, the pictures that they build are shacks. You know what I mean? They ain't these
Right.
big marvelous buildings.
Right. Well,
So
Yeah, it was
there's-
just a
might
little
be-
over
might
100
be
years
something
ago.
to it.
Just a little over 100 years ago, we were still riding around in horse
Right.
and buggies and didn't have a refrigerator.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's, we've come a long ways in the last century.
And then
that's
like
for
that
sure.
big old glass building in England that they built years ago for one of those fairs or whatever, that they was saying that they couldn't have built it because they didn't even have the building to store what they was building to do it, like the factory.
Oh,
When they
yeah.
was building the panels, they didn't, for one, they didn't have enough time to do it, and 2, they didn't have nowhere to put the shit, the
Yeah.
materials and the finished product. So yeah, that's a weird bunch of mud flood.
Nothing we've been told.
And then it
is-
goes into the orphan kids, the orphan trains. You know about that? Oh boy.
Yeah, the Matrix is a documentary. It's not a fiction film.
right. There's a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
There is. There absolutely is. And it's
They're all
becoming
lying
more
to
and more
us.
visible every day, right? A lot of people are talking.
Better open that eyeball,
Well,
because they're lying to you.
we're going to be talking about a lot of that. What's that fellow's name? You talked to him the other night at the show?
Which one? Oh, John May?
Yeah. Is that who?
Yeah. Yep.
That's going to be a fun one because he had a bunch of stuff listed.
Yeah, yep.
But we have a really cool guest here. The
Oh, he's the
ultimate
best.
survivor
Yeah,
that's
we really
crashed everything
appreciate
on
you.
wheels. And that's awesome. Thanks
Definitely
for
really-
sticking around for the long haul with us.
Appreciate you coming down, Craig.
Right.
I feel,
Truly.
Hey,
I feel
no
honored
problem.
and privileged, man.
Really glad to finally meet you. You've definitely the stoned roadie.
Yeah, I
lived up to the name.
Tom said he was calling me. I was talking to somebody on the phone. I called him back, and he goes, "Yeah, we're doing a podcast. You heard of it?" And he goes, "No." It's just, yeah, the Outhouse podcast, talking shit about shit. I go, "Oh, cool, man." He said, "You ought to come on sometime." I goes, "Yeah, I'll do that." You know, I said, when you go on?" He goes, "Wednesdays." He goes, "Oh," I said, "Well, just let me know." He
Say,
said, "Well,
shit, come on."
How about this Wednesday?" I goes, "Yeah, man, no problem." So, yeah, I like to do stuff.
We like to
this,
live
so.
in the now, because the future gets stale, gets moldy, waiting on you to get there. So we just do it now.
That's right.
We've learned that's a lesson in life. Do it now.
So, you know, it's just another place I got to show up, you know. As long as I just got to show up, I don't have no problem with that. Yeah.
John Doe says Craig and Griff are great. That's
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah. Hey,
100.
Griff. Where's my camera here? Hey,
That
Griff.
one right there.
This one?
Yep.
He made us a couple coins, Griff. I don't know if you can see them.
Whoa. Go ahead.
Which one's this?
There
Yep,
you
that
go.
one.
That's
That
it.
one?
Yep.
Yeah, we got it. He molded. Yeah, there they are.
I love the music.
One of those is yours, Griff. It's copper. Yeah,
Yep.
he
Homemade, man. I forged it myself on the
he
Eclipse
forged them.
He's
Right.
really into that.
afternoon, I guess.
It's one of Tom's passions that I never
It's
knew
fun,
he had.
man. I watch this dude on YouTube. It's called Big Stacked. He's a featured channel, as Craig is a featured channel on the Media Farm, but he's down there, Big Stack. Go check him out, man. He does all. He's got a big room full of shit that he's done, bars and coins and swords and just the Goonie key thing. I'd love to have one of those. that little thing he looked through with the
Yep.
island, the little
Yep.
skeleton key looking
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
from Goonies. He made one of
That's
those.
awesome.
Yeah, dude, that's a cool. He's from Australia, or he lives in Australia, and he does it. But he got one of them little forges. And so yeah.
You're really good at it. I saw you setting everything up the other day, and you're real professional about
gotta
everything and real safe. And
Do some brass here. I gotta cure the crucible for the brass. I got some brass to melt. I just got shit going on, man. Gotta get to it. So what the hell was that? Oh, out of all the music, who's your favorite?
All the music?
Yeah, whether it be band or a certain artist or whatever. I mean, obviously Skynyrd's probably way up there on your list, but is there anybody other than them guys?
I listen to all kind of stuff. Actually, I don't listen to a lot
I
of
mean-
music, to tell you the truth,
Yeah.
anymore. But
I mean,
I really enjoy listening to a lot of the old Lynyrd Skynyrd stuff. You know, I really there's some good stuff. But yeah, I listen to other people.
now pre-meeting them guys, what was you kind of listening to?
Like I said before, the Doors.
Oh yeah,
The Cream, Hendrix.
I guess we did cover that, didn't
Black
we? I had a
Sabbath.
stone moment.
Led
Yes,
Zeppelin.
we did go down that path.
Did you see a lot of shows besides, the Roadie thing?
You know what? The first time we're in Canton right now,
Right.
Right.
and the
Media farm.
first show I
We grow
saw
the hits.
was at the Canton Civic Center. Is that what they still call that?
Yep,
place?
yep.
Yeah, it was either Three Dog Night or Grand Funk Railroad. But I think Three Dog Night was the first one, and Grand Funk Railroad was the second one.
That's
Both
awesome.
there, yeah. And that was
That was
pretty
my first show too at Kansas Civic Center. Dr. Hook, Wild Cherry, Fandango, and Humble Pie. That was my first rock show.
Humble Pie. Wow.
My-
Peter Frampton was there with them.
Yeah,
then,
yeah. Back then,
Yeah.
that was '78. That was long. I'm sure he was still with them. I didn't know of him at the time. Well, no, because
No, I think he was on his own by then.
'76 was Frampton Comes Alive. That's right.
Because I saw Black Oak, Arkansas, and Peter Frampton at some place down in southern Ohio in '73. Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah, he was on his own.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, yeah.
He was already passed. Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't know he was ever in Humble Pie until years later.
Yeah, Skynyrd played with Humble Pie was
How was that?
Steve Marriott.
I don't know, that was freaky, wasn't it?
In,
Yeah, still
doing it.
France. I think it, yeah.
The
Paris,
audio is
France,
getting
yeah.
weird.
Uh-oh, something's happening. Something's happening.
That
What's
was,
that?
I
That's
don't
very
know,
bizarre.
it did something weird in the headphones here.
Oh,
Like,
There was.
don't know what that was.
Bat wings.
Some man, that
It
was
sounded
weird.
like something flying through each. There was something really strange.
Yeah, it sounded like
I
the
think your
mix
kid's
room in
messing
there,
with
maybe.
us.
Yeah. Sounded like a mix room in there or something.
It could be. That's weird though. I don't
Now,
know.
you guys did a lot of shows. Did you ever see any crazy accidents happen? Doing all that
No.
heavy lifting, moving, all that stuff?
Oh, I wasn't. I just right before I started, that dude that you guys was doing that David Copperfield, was it over there? And that thing
Oh.
fell off and smashed that dude.
Oh, yeah. Killed that guy.
Yeah.
Fell off.
Like this dude tried to catch this heavy ass thing that was tipping off of a truck ramp, dude. Like 1,000 pound heavier than, like, real heavy set
Right.
piece. And this guy tried to catch it and it smashed his ass, I guess. I wasn't there. It was right before I started.
Wow.
And then you see, like, occasionally you get a dummy because some of these set carts, dude, they're so heavy. They got all like stage pieces and shit on them. And the wheels, dude, if you don't watch what you're doing, you get them damn toes ran over. I see that a lot, man. These new stage hands, these newbies, yeah, they'll get their hands smashed, toes smashed. You got to be alert, man, because plus not only you got to be alert because they're new and they're dummies, you know what I mean? So they don't get it, and they're running into shit instead of stopping a thing. They'll, oh, I was supposed to stop. Well, yeah, dude, you're not supposed to run shit into shit. What's wrong with you?
One time when Lynyrd Skynyrd played at Blossom, and the sound truck come down, and there was an incline where the trailer is, and they popped the door, and the load bars had come loose from the load,
Oh,
and when they unlocked the doors exploded open. And all these cases came rolling out on the guys that opened the doors, and it hurt a couple of guys.
Shit.
And that was at a Skynyrd show.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many shows do you think you've seen
Now,
in
was that-
lifetime?
In a lifetime?
How many do you think you've seen?
Oh my God, I don't know. Well,
Never tried to
I don't know.
calculate it.
I probably did with Lynyrd Skynyrd. We did at least 250 shows a year for. So I probably did 1,000 with my shows with the original Lynyrd Skynyrd, maybe.
Wow.
And then I probably did 1,000 with Rossington Collins, and I did 6 with Alan Collins, but I did quite a few with Marshall Tucker, and I did a
Journey,
few hundred
Foreigner.
with Journey, and a 100 or so with Foreigner.
Wow.
Yeah,
Holy
did quite a few.
shit, man.
yeah, man.
Is there anybody that like rubbed you the wrong way in all that time? Like,
No, all those bands I worked for were really good bands to work
Man.
for. Never ever hated my job. You know?
nice. That's always good when you love going to work, man.
I
That's
tell you what,
important.
here's the greatest story ever that Craig has that I think is the greatest story ever.
Awesome.
He got to sit down and eat lunch with John Lennon, bro.
John Lennon, yeah.
Swear to
Oh,
God.
you gotta tell this story. Man.
Oh, that was well. I was right when I got with Lynyrd Skynyrd, and me and Joe Barnes just drove the truck across country from Jacksonville to Los Angeles to the record plant where they were doing the second record, and we had just loaded the equipment into the record plant, and they were just sitting there getting the stuff together and stuff, and I was kind of just walking out of the studio, walking out, and John Lennon was coming through the doors,
That's amazing.
and I just looked at him. I said, "Do you know who you are?" And he just laughed, and we just kind of, snickered about it. And then he saw me out in the hallway, and he said, "Hey, we're going over here." And I told him I was there with Lynyrd Skynyrd and stuff, and we were just, doing the blah 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 or whatever,
Right.
So when they came over and they were going to go to a brunch across the street, and he was with, oh God, what was that Japanese girl's name?
Yoko Ono.
Lou.
Yoko Ono?
No. Something Lou or
I don't
something.
know.
I don't know. But he was hanging around with her, and oh God, what's that other guy's name? Oh God, I don't know. But anyways, so he just said, "Hey, we're going to cross the street for brunch. Want to join us?" I goes, "Yeah." So I went over there and had brunch with John Lennon.
Man, imagine that, bro.
That's wild. Man. That had to be a
It's kind of
interesting
weird, yeah.
brunch.
That dog squeak sound like a tennis shoe on a gym floor. Squeak.
He has her so wrapped around his
I
finger
know.
right now with food.
funny.
So we're sitting there in the restaurant, and people are, I know that, everybody's looking over at us.
Oh, you know
Right.
that's right.
You
And,
know.
and I can imagine everybody's wondering who the hell I was.
Right.
Who's that guy with John Lennon?
Yeah, I think it was the guy Nielsen.
I think it's
maybe?
Harry Nilsson, right? How crazy is that? I was just thinking. I was running names while you were.
Yeah,
That's
Nielsen.
hilarious.
Yeah, and it was forget the
You're
woman's name.
breaking my heart.
An Oriole.
Fuck you. I love that song. My dad liked jumping in the fire. I think he said because we were talking about Nilsson.
That's hilarious.
How about Bowie? You ever meet Bowie?
No, I saw a Bowie show up in one of my first shows I saw probably in '73 or something. I went to the Cleveland, and saw Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars.
Nice.
Oh,
That
had
was
to be an
probably a
awesome
killer show,
man.
yeah.
That was really cool. Yeah,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
a cool show. Yeah.
Black Star, his last one he made when he had cancer, is pretty wild. Or Dark Star, I forget. My dad bought it, and then he gave it to me on CD, and that was a really good one too.
Mm-hmm.
He was just a artist. I really liked his stuff. Did you get to see the Doors?
What?
Did you get to see the Doors?
Ladies and
The
gentlemen,
Doors? No.
The Doors.
Yes.
No.
I know my dad. I asked my dad that. He never did either. He really liked the
Steve
Doors
Marriott
too.
was talented, it says. Winslow Red Cross says Steve Marriott was talented right there in the chat. It's been up for a minute. I just had to
Just
read
not
it.
seeing it, right?
Yeah, I can barely see it.
And
From
we
here
have some
myself.
lag too whenever we look over there.
Oh, I just saw your chat for thing
Yeah.
there. I didn't even.
Every now and then we put it up on
Oh, cool.
the big screen, and we can kind of follow along on that one. I can. But my eyesight is shot for that. That's just blurry. I just see it moving.
Craig and Griff are great.
That's
Craig,
awesome.
Quaaludes were great. Good to see Craig on here. Thank you, Winslow. Oh, boy.
Now you're doing the podcast thing. Do you get any like deranged fan mail?
What?
Do you ever get any like deranged fan mail or crazy fan mail now that you're doing the podcast? Because you have a big reach when you're doing that, you know?
Yeah, I don't no, we get a bunch of cool stuff. We did most of our stuff's just saying how we love the podcast, and I watch every one, and
That's good. You seem to have good support.
it's just hard to believe because I kind of watch a lot of podcasts, and I see how they're supposed to
Maintain
Yeah.
or follow the format.
Yeah, I see how the host is supposed to, be professional and stuff, and I can see where there's a lot of holes in my in my approach,
Oh, man, we see them in ours too all the time.
I didn't ask to do this. I was asked to do it, so I'm doing my best, So that's it. But people kind of say that's they can tell that I'm naturally stoned.
Now he does have haters mostly on Facebook because he fat shames. He tries to get people to quit eating the bullshit, man, and lose weight and be healthy. But he does it in a rude, crude way, which that's just his way of doing it, man. I mean, but he's helped a lot of people doing it that way. You got to understand it. It seems very cruel. But at the same time, a lot of people like it really sinks in when he's like, "Hey, stupid," you know what I mean? You fat fuck. It's like they're like, "Whoa," you know what I mean? And then
I'll get your attention. That's
yeah,
for sure.
and
It gets their attention.
I've seen it.
I have a lot of people that
Yep, I've seen it.
that have lost a lot of weight, just because I got them to think about it.
Sure.
Even we just talked about Wheelchair Chuck, the guy from my podcast, and who accidentally won my drawing because I was stoned, and I had a drawing and I drew off a number, and then I read the wrong number off the sheet and gave it to Wheelchair Chuck, and his name Wheelchair Chuck's because he was in a motorcycle wreck, So he said when he's paralyzed from the waist down or the chest down, but he said when he had his motorcycle wreck he was 180 pounds, and he's gained a lot of weight since that. And he said I just kind of found you by accident, and he said, but and you're watching your podcast, it made me think about myself, and he goes, wow, I could live healthier, I have gained a lot of weight, so
I mean, my brother's been
made me
drilling that
thinking
shit
about
in my head. I'm somewhat there. He's stupid. Get that sugar and them carbs out of your body, man. The sugar's the worst of everything, dude. That's the worst.
It's tough.
It's worse than any
It's really
drug.
tough.
Yeah, man. It's poison.
people just eat out of habit, though. They just
Sure.
You know, they
And
just
eat bad
eat because there's
things.
nothing else to do
Now,
or whatever.
Craig's done fasting and shit.
You know.
Ed's done that fasting.
Yeah,
Man,
I
I'm
know.
too fat to fast, bro. I freak out on some
No,
people.
it's good. It's good for you too. You know.
I get hangry.
Yeah. But you get over it. You get over your hanger.
Oh yeah, I'd
you
have to
know.
be alone for about a week.
I've done mini fasts and I've done extreme. I've done both.
I do 3 days. I fast every day. Well, I haven't been fasting a lot here lately, but I was doing at least 16 hours every day, you know, before I would, when I would, at night and then the next day and then.
Got you, Danielle.
know.
I started
One
with a
second.
3-day, and then I built up
I
to a
see you in
10,
the chat.
and then I built up to an 18, and I was so disappointed in myself at 18 that I took a 3-day break, and then I did 44. And I got the answers I was looking for.
Well, once you can hit 24, you go, man, I can do 36, you know?
I mean,
It's all
imagine,
mind
yeah.
state.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's really intense, and you got to turn your body back on, man. People don't think about that part of it when you go long term because your body just kind of
Shuts itself off a little bit.
it shuts
huh?
off what's unnecessary. And,
Right.
You know, you got to drink a lot of water. You got to remember that part too. And then I tried it with sleep too. You can sleep fast too, and that's one that's really tough for a lot of people too.
John says 70s was awesome, and Danielle says May Pang was the name of
May
that chick.
Pang, there you go.
And she goes, was with Lennon for his last weeks, a year in L.A.
Lost week.
Lost week? Hey, I'm okay, yep, lost week. I'm way back. I'm barely reading.
Apparently, Yoko set John up with May Pang. I don't know. That's what I heard. I don't know.
I liked a lot of.
I didn't know who she was.
I liked a lot of his stuff whenever he was out of the Beatles, John Lennon.
Yeah, he was the...
But, you know, I met Paul at
Yes.
Nebworth, and then I was at Ringo's house, too.
Nice.
For a brief
Ringo.
time. I barely remember that. We were with Al Cooper, and we just kind of
Al
stopped.
Cooper, man,
We just kind of stopped in.
I know Craig, man.
out of the blue, and I think we weren't there probably 20 minutes or something. I barely remember being there.
Wow. I'm waiting for the Mick Jagger story.
I only met him once, and that was at the
Only.
in Nebworth. He just walked into the dressing room. God, there were so many people in there that day. Somebody asked me if Keith Richards was in there, and I think he was, but I don't remember.
Where was that at?
In Nebworth, England, at the Nebworth Fair. You know,
What year was that?
76.
Oh, wow.
You know,
man.
Jack Nicholson was there, and after meeting Jack Nicholson, I didn't care about it.
That'd be sweet, bro.
you'd have to
Jack
turn Roadie
Nicholson.
down.
Oh, I got stoned with
Forget
Jack
about it.
Nicholson. Yeah, I smoked a joint with Jack Nicholson. That was cool.
Did you get stoned
You
with
got
Willie?
good shit, man.
Oh, I got stoned with Willie a couple of times.
Nice. This guy over here.
It's pretty good.
Uh-huh. Now, one thing, obviously Craig's been all around the world and a bunch of different countries. Tell these fine folks that live here in the United States how damn great that they have it here versus
Oh,
all
man,
these other
yeah.
countries. Most people don't even realize what's going on outside these borders.
Oh man, yeah.
Especially now, it's even 20 times worse than whenever you was touring the world.
I know people that are in the military that are actually Democrats, and I can't understand that because after you see how other people are in other countries, I don't know how you could possibly support socialism in any way, shape, or form. But the whole world is screwed up. I mean, everything is just
Everything.
crazy. It's
Right.
just, and you know, there's some kind of force is manipulating all this. I mean, you know, Rome was superior for a while, and then they fell, and they, whoever they are, say we're following in that same footprint. That the United States is just doomed to fail like so many other have. Great Britain and Greece and Rome, and they've all been up there at the head of the table, and they all fell. I guess even Paris, that little bitty pissy ass Paris, he was even a world dominator with old Napoleon.
Oh yeah.
I'm saddened by everyone's just.
And Spain, look how little Spain is, and they were people
Those
just
monsters.
I'm sad by I don't know, everybody's in a hurry for the end of the world. You hear about that a lot. Like, everybody's like, oh, the end of the world's right around the corner. Oh, the end of the world's right around the corner. Oh, the end of the world's right around the corner. And they're just waiting for the end of the world. And it's like, what's the matter with what we got right now?
Yeah, just need to fix it up a little bit, man.
Let's try and
Saying that
fix
since the beginning of time.
We need some new siding,
some of the problems.
some cement work.
I don't know.
The end of America, as we thought it, the way it's supposed to be, is about to be over. If something don't happen during this one, they're just gonna.
Yeah, I think
The
that's
stuff
going to be
that's
crazy.
happening now is crazy.
Well, we were watching this guy, Thompson, I'm watching on the YouTube here, and you can shout him out. Who's the guy on the bike? Addicted to him.
John Hicks. He's featured on our channel too. He just rides around LA on this electric bike, man, and it's
He
pretty
cooks.
wild.
It's pretty
I
wild.
watch him because it reminds me of San Andreas, the game, man. It's like, I reckon that plays with the big donut and shit. He rides around all over LA, and it is disgusting
It's
down
really
there,
kind of
dude.
crazy.
It
what
looks like a
he's
war zone, dude. It's
showing.
insane. I mean, just homeless trash, dirty campers, homemade shoulder tarp things. It just goes for miles, dude. It's insane. I would not want to live out there for any kind of amount of money.
I'm just blown away by just what that.
And
view
what's
of
really
America
wild is
looks like.
all the money that's out there, and it's just you're either
Right.
rich or poor, dude. It's
Right.
insane. out there.
Exactly. Even though it's Hollywood, it still
Right.
has those same layers of rich and poor. Can't escape it. It's the money. They answered in 99 out of 100 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Money. That's what's controlling whatever, I think, what we were touching on, whatever the background is. There's a lot of money involved.
So yeah, you're a ladies man. What's your groupie hoe count?
Oh, I give up on women, man.
You lived through some wild times.
I give up on them.
Ever get married?
5 times, man.
5
Yeah, 5
times.
times.
He didn't learn his lesson.
I just got divorced for the second
The
time.
last one lasted 12 years, but
15.
William.
I remember
I
too.
can't see it. It says, "Hey, Craig." William something or another there.
Oh, Bella.
I can't see it.
Hagenmeyer.
Hagenmeyer.
What
William
are you
Hagenmeyer.
hey,
Says,
Bill
Craig."
William. Oh, Daniel Barron. Yes, she did. Hi, Craig. Was John Lennon?
What was we just talking about?
That's Daniel Barron. He's the one that he's.
fried out.
Not a stone.
Oh, he does our intro show. Our
Oh,
song,
okay.
the
Gotcha.
intro
Cool.
song.
Yep.
Yeah,
Acoustic
yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Right on. Good job, brother.
Got any ultimate favorite shows of all time that you saw while you were doing your thing over the years?
That was weird. I was just looking at that on the paper.
Like what your
I'd have to say that Nebworth show, man. That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was 500,000 people there.
Wow.
I mean, we had to get in there because I went in there with the equipment truck, and we had to be there. I forget how many days before, because there were so many people getting there, and we were like late getting in there, and they were kind of shitty about it, you know, and we got the truck in there and at the last minute, but yeah, all the bands had to be brought in there by helicopter. There was no way to get in.
Wow. What were the bands that were there?
Oh God!
Probably all the big ones,
Rolling
huh?
Stones, Lynyrd Skynyrd, 10cc. I forget all the bands that were there, but yeah, it was pretty incredible.
How long did it last? Was it like a 2-day thing?
Yeah, it was a couple days. Yeah, it was crazy. It was like almost a Woodstock. Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah.
That's kind
It was
of.
pretty crazy.
Did you guys ever play the Red Rocks? You ever been there?
Oh my God, yeah.
I would love to go
I've
there.
been
man.
there lots of times.
That
yeah.
place
I've
is
never been there. I'm
beautiful.
dying to go there too.
Me too, dude. I want to. I
Yeah.
want to at least just stand on a
time.
stage at least once.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't even
that
gotta
place
play.
was
I just
cool.
I'd
just
like to
wanna
see
see
a
a
good
show
band there. Yeah, me too.
Though the
I'd like to
stage,
see Opeth over there, or maybe Upchurch.
the stage and the dressing room and everything is
Holla, boy.
built right into the side of the mountain. And when you go into the dressing room, you know, one of the back wall is actually the side of the back side of the mountain.
Right,
you know?
right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
How about Pink Floyd? You ever get to meet them dudes?
No,
Or
never.
David Gilmour?
Never met him. I went to a couple of shows. Never met him. No.
Nice. I'd like to
I
see
saw
some
them
old
at
shows with them.
Kent State. Yeah, I saw Pink Floyd in Kent State one time with, Rick Wakeman. Oh no, that was Yes. Yeah, so Yes.
Oh, Yes would be awesome too. Fragile is awesome. That was a great album.
Yeah. Yeah, Yes was a cool show. Ronnie didn't like Yes. Ronnie Van Zant.
Really?
He wasn't a Yes fan.
Songs are too long.
I don't know. When I got with Skynyrd, I kind of liked Yes's music, and Ronnie wasn't amused that I kind of liked Yes,
Did he give you shit about it?
No, he just wasn't amused.
I see you looking at your list.
Well, yeah, I was trying to. I think I did something wrong there. What's how you asked that about your age now and then when you're 20? I think I've.
Oh
effed
yeah.
that up.
Well, no, it's just that's a good ending usually how we go.
Oh,
is
we ain't
we're not quite there yet, right?
That's true. I don't know. I was just trying to.
Because that'd be a fun one with this cat.
When you shit, does it change colors when it hits the air?
That was like around here.
Oh, I don't think so. I think it's the same
You wiggle
color.
it like a big brown tail.
Oh, yeah. That's right out of. Man, you're killing me now.
Hilarious.
'Cause now I'm gonna be thinking The Red Dragon by Thomas Harris. Hannibal Lecter.
Red Dragon.
Yeah, it's
Oh, it's-
the intro.
I was going to say something earlier. I forgot to write it down, too. I've been kind of writing shit down when I think about it when you guys are talking. But
Well,
there
I
was
liked your
something earlier.
question that you came up with the last one. I think it is. It's on the list you brought out today.
If you could eat dinner with any dead person, whenever, whatever, who would it be?
I think.
I'm still thinking.
Wow, yeah. I think I'd like to talk to Ronnie Van Zant again.
Really?
Yeah. I think that'd be it. I'd like to talk to Ronnie again.
Well, that's a good answer.
I think I would have to go with Cleopatra.
That's a good one.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's a real good
Oh,
one.
yeah, bro. Think about it.
I've been
She got a
thinking
dude to
about it.
leave her country, bro. That's some badass meat right there, son. You get a dude to leave his country? The country he was ruling? Are you kidding me? Think about that let that sink in. Oh, he went over there and wasn't going back. He was like, shit, you know what she was throwing down. She was making that ass clap, bro.
Honestly, from growing up around all the questioning around it and everything, I think Kennedy would be a good one.
Yeah. I seen this thing one time where dude said Hitler and everybody freaked out. And he was
That'd
like,
be a wild one.
you know, right. Think about that, man. If you would sit down and pick that dude's brain aside, why did you do the dumb shit you did? There's whole,
While doing the meth.
yeah,
While you're
whatever,
talking
man.
to him.
Like, that would be a wild dinner conversation, now wouldn't it? Hitler? Whoa, easy killer.
Yeah, no shit. It's a tough one. I don't know. I don't know if I'd accept that invitation. I think I might pass.
It'd be pretty wild.
Yeah, I'd still have to stick with Ronnie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You've had a pretty wild ride, man. You have.
I don't know what I would say to George Washington.
That'd be a good one, right? Any of the forefathers.
Yeah.
Poe. I think that'd be another one for me for sure. Edgar Allan Poe.
that'd probably be pretty
I might like to know what John Kennedy knew.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Tesla would probably be a good one too, you know.
Oh God, yeah,
Absolutely.
Tesla would be a
Einstein.
good one. Yeah.
Einstein would be a fun
I saw
one.
something today where he was really up on that time machine theory. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
And
Yeah, he
that's
had a bunch of shit going on. They just swooped in and took it.
Yeah.
There's a lot
They'll
of
do
talk
that,
about that
yeah.
right now. The time travel because of those TikTok videos.
Right.
That
Them
one
dudes.
fellow did that one.
Oh,
I'll
putting
tell
that
ya.
shit, that content everywhere? Is that the one you're talking
No,
about?
this guy did something where I don't know. He's claimed to be from the future, and there's no people there.
Oh, I seen that
And
one
he's-
too. Well, yeah.
People tell him where to go, and he goes, and there's no people there.
Right. But he also started putting little things places, and people was finding them and shit. It was weird, dude.
Whoa.
Like, yeah, bro. Like, yep.
It's a weird MK Ultra name, you
It's
know. I
all
don't know
what
what
the
it
fuck's
is.
going on, but
Something's
yeah.
up
Ooh.
with that, right?
Well, supposedly all this stuff we're seeing about these UFOs is real.
Well, yeah.
And-
there's no
and I
doubt in my
mean,
mind.
Well,
and
it feels real.
They don't understand how, and they've got it on sonar and stuff. They don't understand how something can do like 600 knots underwater.
Right.
It's like
Because they got a shield.
it's like
generator.
theoretically impossible.
Possible for us.
You know, it's not. Yeah, it's
Right.
it's like there's, and apparently whatever they're using for a propellant is deadly to us. It's people have died from it. I don't know. There's
The
some,
element
they said, and they
115.
said the aliens are. It's a highly spiritual thing, and the good and the bad is actually
Greer.
a
Right.
real thing. You know,
Sure.
there's bad, good
There's
and
light
bad,
and
but
dark. There's always balance.
yeah, but yeah, that's we're living in some kind of a matrix. or
What, have
something.
you ever seen any?
What aliens?
Not aliens, UFOs.
No, I don't think so.
I've seen a bunch of them, but my theory is that probably only 10% that we're seeing is actual whatever. I don't know at this point whether they're from another planet or interdimensional. It's seeming to me more and more that they're interdimensional.
Yeah.
So
You're
My
talking-
my friend says he was abducted, and he's not one to tell stories.
I was
but
never
he's-
abducted as
he's-
far as I know.
Yeah, he's
but I've seen.
it says he was abducted.
I like the Hollow Earth stuff we were talking about off camera too. That's
mean-
one that kind of got me going down that whole rabbit hole years
Shit,
ago.
last
was the Hollow
last
Earth.
summer, me and Larry
Admiral
were seeing these
Byrd
weird
and all
ones.
that.
boy.
Some of the
These
stuff
lights.
that's happened on The Simpsons is kind of
Oh,
wild.
yeah, that
they've,
is crazy.
They've
Very
kind of
wild.
predicted the future and
Uh-huh.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah, there's some strange stuff going on. I don't know.
Like they're operating off a parallel script somehow.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
What's up,
I
fella?
have brain damage, so it's hard for me to figure out how so many people got so stupid so damn fast because
I know, I agree.
I can't, with brain damage, I can't think that.
Danielle says Billy was a big Yes fan too.
Oh yeah, because of Rick Wakeman. Yeah.
I had a lot of their
Yeah.
records over the years.
Yeah, I think if you were a keyboard player, because Kevin Elson, the Lynyrd Skynyrd sound guy, he liked Yes as well. He played keyboards.
Craig, what's that little motorcycle you have?
A Ridley.
A Ridley.
Ridley.
They used to be able to park down back behind Blossom. He'd ride this little loud sumbitch down through there. He wouldn't have to, he'd just get right up from right when we get done work, walk up the ramp, get on that bad boy and take off. But there was a few guys that had Harleys and shit, and one of them guys got carried away and on up out of there, and they was like, all right, we're done. You fuckers park up yonder way. Because I think you got a thing on your Facebook where you got your dog on your thing too on that bike, don't you?
Oh yeah. I had a baby carrier.
How'd you like them AI pictures? them cartoon pictures I posted to you guys.
Oh yeah.
I got
That's
this
funny,
my
yeah.
video editor, and it's just got this AI thing, and it I don't know. Sometimes it comes out pretty good, and sometimes they're like, that one was all right though. I was surprised on a couple of them that it actually put all them records behind it or whatever.
Yeah, they took away our motorcycle privileges up there at Blossom, so we had to walk from lot A all the way back there to backstage. So I went and got me an electric scooter.
Craig was like, I ain't having that shit.
Yeah, I started riding an electric. Well, first I got the Razor, the scooter, that you just stand on. And
Then you got to carry it back up the hill.
It was okay to go to work because it was all
And at the end
downhill,
of the
but
night
then you
when
had
you're
to
wore
carry
out.
it coming back. But a lot of times they would bring you back in the
On the
golf
cart,
cart. So yeah, but I got me an electric scooter. I didn't worry about it.
Some dude, speaking of, it wasn't quite a casualty, but I think we might have touched this subject before on my first show. But dude got locked in the merch truck at the Warped Tour, and the next stop was Indiana. And when they got there and stopped, this dude's beating on the truck, because it done got heated up through the day or whatever.
Wow.
But by the time they got there, it was not through the day; it was in the morning. But he got all drunk, man. I don't know how he ended up in the truck. They locked the doors, and on the way they went. Dude from right up there at Blossom. It was hilarious. Dude. I couldn't believe that shit. Like, damn, you got to be drunk to get, abducted in a truck from yourself. You abducted yourself.
It's wild, some of the stories you guys tell, and this guy lived through
I know. That's
a plane crash, man. That just blows me away, man.
Oh, I lived through the Rossington Collins band and the Alan Collins band. I lived
said
through
the plane
those
crash
two
wasn't shit,
bands.
bro.
Yeah. That was. I don't know how I lived through those. Yeah, those were something else.
What year was that?
70 started at 1980 with Rossington Collins.
Oh, man. You were there for when?
80, 81, 82, 83, and then it was the Alan Collins band. Oh, my God, that was crazy,
How did you live through
me,
the
me,
80s,
me,
rock star?
me babysitting Alan, an alcoholic babysitting an alcoholic. You know?
Oh, man.
that made great for fun.
And it was
night, too.
snow everywhere.
Oh, my God, yeah. It was with Alan, it was crazy. It was
Who did the most with you, in that
Alan.
time? Really?
Alan, yeah.
Oh,
Alan, it was crazy. Alan was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, Alan was insane.
You
But I hung right there with him.
say that with love.
Alan was insane, and I loved every minute of it.
That's awesome, man. You lived through a lot, man.
Oh, I'm still alive too.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, them guys everybody's dead, man.
And you're
I'm still
you're
alive.
doing it, man.
Oh,
Everybody's
shit.
still.
Speaking of, I got one
Everybody's
thing. I'll be
dead.
right back.
Except for Artemis, everybody's dead.
Right. The sun, I'm no spring chicken, man. I feel it. The sun's not going up, it's going down now.
Oh God, yeah.
And it sucks when your body starts to turn against you and shit. Getting
Yeah.
old, that part of it. It just
I'm
blows.
surprised that Dickie Betts. Dickie Betts just died. He was 80, man. That's I
80
got
years old.
7 more years.
7 more years of this
before
shit.
I hit 80. And
Hang on.
I know those guys with the early Allman Brothers. Man, they did some heavy stuff, man.
Right.
But look at Mick Jagger, man. He's still going
Still
at it,
kicking.
man. I mean,
And Ringo.
and Keith Richards. Oh my God.
Right.
I mean,
Cockroach.
I
He'll live
mean,
after a
it's
nuclear
crazy.
war.
and he's still sucking them cigarettes.
Oh, yeah. Just like me.
Oh,
Copping
God,
nails.
Oh man, it's crazy.
You've lived a rock star life, man.
Oh, I have. Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
for sure.
This was in here on the fish tank walls. This is what Craig hooked me up with a while back. When we was working, he hooked me up with a few memorabilia things there. A few Lynyrd Skynyrd backstage passes and a couple pics, and he had him sign the one.
yeah, man.
Pretty
You're,
cool.
That's a Lynyrd Skynyrd Ted Nugent one. Is that what that is? Yeah. I still got quite a few of those. Oh, that's before I could sign my name real pretty.
You got to practice that.
Yeah, I had to, man. When I started selling those guitars, I had to sign those guitars, and I had to learn how to improve my handwriting. at least for my name, anyways.
I always say I write like a doctor.
Yeah, so people say, you got such pretty handwriting, and
so that
on
makes
my name.
mine even better because I had to fancy handwriting.
Oh, that's funny.
Now this one, this particular one, this Brown one, Hank one right there. That was whenever they came, and it was pretty cool because Craig was he was obviously knew him and shit, and dude handed Craig a laminated pass and gave him one of them for me, and Craig was all access, and I could go anywhere with Craig.
That's awesome.
So we was kicking it. I think that was up the Wolfstein Center. So that was actually a working pass right there. That's what they give you, them little, they call them sticky passes.
And you should shout your charity out again too that you're collecting for.
Oh yeah, when we hit the F-bombs, when this jar gets full of quarters, it's gonna go to Humble Creatures. They helped when I was down and out, didn't have the money to put my dog to sleep, and she was having a bunch of seizures. They hooked me up, so I'm gonna re-hook them up.
Oh, right when you said that, Bella came over. I don't have any treats, but Mary does. So look, she's so iffy because she knows if she comes to me, she
maybe and one of these things that we're gonna try to do is, I watched this one band, and that's what gave me the idea for the live stream with the bands. And on their live stream, they have this thing, but you got to have a website that you can donate, and then they would split the money between them and a charity. And when I'm gonna get that set up somehow. That way, that the band pick their charity, and then they get paid for playing or whatever. If everybody donates, it ends up being a pretty good thing.
And the live bands, man.
And then if we do that, then we can actually probably do something with you guys. Send one of our deals to the survivors or something, because we'd be more than welcome to do that once we get ourselves rolling and set up with that situation.
Yeah, you've been talking about that for a minute, about being able to get the charity thing set up.
Right.
Well, that
I
whole
think it's a really
monetization
cool
thing is
idea.
kind of scary to me.
Huh?
The whole monetization thing is kind of
it's pretty
scary to
low.
me, some of that stuff. You see a lot
How
of
long did
these-
it take you to get monetized?
You have on YouTube. You have to have 1,000 subscribers.
Same with Facebook.
Yeah, before they'll monetize you, and you have to be pretty lucky. You have to have a niche or something to be
Right.
able to get 1,000 subscribers in a year. You got to have
Absolutely.
some kind of a niche, and we hit 1,000 subscribers right at a year.
Wow, that's killer.
took a year.
Yeah, so we still only picked up another 1,000. It took us another 1,000 to pick up a year to pick up another 1,000. But you know, we might be at 3,000 by March. I think we started. You know, so it's just been over 2 years. So by this March of 2025, I don't know what we'll be at, but
Hey, I want to shout out Ricky Schonenberg again, too. I wish you could have been here, brother.
He's not there. He's just shouting him out.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I tried like hell, man.
Yeah,
But
it
I know
is what it
he's-
is, brothers. He's hung up, man.
Yep, he just couldn't do it.
There's somebody just popped up.
Yeah, he wants me to bring
Joe
my stuff
Mueller?
over to his house and do one over to his house.
We should be able to.
You should do that, man.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I'd love to hear the two of you talk. I'm really...
Craig's second podcast.
Yeah,
show.
second
Saw
one
Griff and
today.
Craig this morning and Craig tonight. Thanks for coming, hanging out, joining in.
That's why he's the road father, man. He's
Yeah.
the road father.
Yeah, this is the first one. This is the first one I've done at a real studio. You know.
I'm glad you came in, man.
Yeah,
I really
man.
am.
It's
Because
cool.
we've been talking about it for a minute. Like I said, your name's come up forever, man.
And I think
he
what's
loves you.
really cool when you watch this, when it back, it's not just Skynyrd, it's a bunch of other stuff. I don't know if you guys talk about any of that other stuff on your show. I've watched a bunch of them, but hopefully we hit on some subjects that was different.
Yeah. We're all, me and Griff are all over the place.
Yeah.
And
What are you guys talking about right now?
Kathy Godze on the Saturday show, she kind of, you're talking about
yeah, she keeps the train on the tracks.
The YouTube things. Yeah, I just she goes over and fields most of the questions off of YouTube and stuff. But,
from all the comment sections or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're going to start doing that more.
I always forget about that, man.
We have someone that said they're going to help us with that and start monitoring it so we know what's being said when it's being said. And there's no lag.
Since I've been giving out my the stoned roadie at gmail.com, I've been getting a lot of people writing to me and saying stuff, and
that's awesome.
Yeah,
the stoned roadie.
The stoned roadie at gmail.com. Yeah, and people have been sending me pictures, so yeah, it's nice to see people send me pictures of themselves and their wives and their dogs and stuff. So it's nice to see,
And you got a little thing going giveaway too, right?
On Friday. Yeah, on Fridays. Yeah, so they can
same email, right?
Yeah, the same email. Yeah, I've got a giveaway. Like I said, I'm giving away those $50 that were on the.
Better get in there, kids.
On the airplane, and then this week we got a sticker, a Lynyrd Skynyrd sticker. And I usually throw a little something else in there, but.
And then
we had a giveaway a couple weeks last week, and we gave away I don't know. We had
Griff gives away them pictures of the Hell House,
the Hell House picture, and so we're just
I'm gonna have to get me one of them there.
Every week we kind of just give away one of those items. I just decided that this week we'd give away a sticker, and then I just decided that I'd give away one of those $50 that was on the airplane, and then I got a document of authenticity with it that says. You won this on the drawing on the Stone Roadie show,
Stone
Roadie show, and
it's a damn good show.
And then I sign it, and you can, and it's suitable for framing, so I sign it, and you can put it in a frame and put it up on your wall.
I remember the first time I went there, where he does a podcast, his little office thing, man. He had like them little plastic drawer things full of this type of shit from the production off, like backstage passes and pics and all kinds of crazy shit, man. Like, let me have it. Like,
you gotta have an amazing memorabilia collection.
Oh,
you sold a bunch of shit to that dude in Texas, huh? Like, he bought a bunch of stuff, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't buy a bunch of stuff, but he paid a lot of money for what he did.
Oh, okay. Because I remember there for a while, he was selling all kinds of stuff on eBay.
Yeah, he bought that guitar that I built that Steve Gaines played. He gave me $50,000 for that guitar. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
And then he bought Alan's hot rod. I'm not gonna disclose how much he gave me for that.
Paid that much for a guitar? Well,
it was a lot.
That was a nice car. I've seen some pictures. In fact, I might even seen that in real life. It used to sit right there in your back, didn't it?
No, the blue one.
Yeah.
No, I didn't ever have that.
Oh, you didn't have that there?
Are you a record guy? You like vinyl? You listen to records still?
I had a rumble seat in it. Yeah. What'd you say?
Do you listen to records still? Vinyl? You like vinyl?
I had, yeah. As a matter of fact, I bought a turntable. Oh God, a few years ago, one that would turn vinyl into CDs.
Nice.
And right. I've never used. But I have some vinyl. Yeah, I got some. Yeah, one of my favorite vinyls is. My friend Mike Estes from Skinny Molly. when he was 16 years old, he wrote a song called "How Can I Love You with Her on My Mind," and I swear that it's a killer song, and he put it on a 40. It's on a 45.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And I got some of those, and I kind of got this turntable, and I was gonna, put that song on CDs,
Right.
but I just never did it. But how can I love you with her on my mind?
That's good. 45.
Yeah.
Well, we always ask the same last question. If 50-year-old you could give 20-year-old you advice,
That's what it was.
what the hell would you tell yourself?
Don't do drugs.
That's good advice, actually. That's really good advice.
Don't get married.
5 times, man.
Five
I get
times,
5
yeah.
You're a survivor, man.
Yeah, don't get married. Just get a dog.
Right. Hopefully, my little Bella still loves me. She loves Larry right now because Larry's been feeding her the whole time.
I actually met his last wife. He was still married back then.
I've gone down the road twice. I don't know if there'll be a third time. I did that last time.
You never know. You
That
never
was-
know what the future holds for you, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
I'm glad you were able to come in, man.
Yeah, man. It was a great show. Yep. It was
It
about
was
that
really
time,
cool
ain't
seeing
it?
you. Yeah, we're running right up on that time.
Yeah, I'll come down and do another one. It'll now I know what the atmosphere is like. I'll do some homework and
Hell yeah.
you guys said you were talking shit about shit. I didn't know what we were going to
It
talk
was-
about.
that's just it. We just go, man.
I just said,
we
well-
some got general questions, but usually we just bullshit.
I just said, man, well, I'll just show up, and that's what I did. So
What about Bigfoot?
so next time
Oh,
I
man.
kind of know what your theme is here, so I'll have some topics. You're just kind of all over the place.
Bigfoot.
so-
Tom loves Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, I think Bigfoot's from another dimension. I think.
That's
That's
what I
what they
say, too.
say.
Interdimensional.
Yeah,
Or it's coming from inside the earth.
yeah. Somehow they got
I think
tunnels or
they're-
something.
that's
Well, I
right.
know one thing. They're smarter than us. That's for damn sure. One way or another. Shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like I said, if you get Griff down here over this way sometime, just let me know. We'll just jump on, boy.
Yeah,
We'll
he
do
might
her if
come
you-
up this way. This is they having is this the year at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Are they having it this year? Are they having it up there?
I'm
in
not
Cleveland?
even sure.
You know, I don't know. You always knew that stuff.
Yeah, because they was
'Cause
all
you were
I was
doing it,
working it right.
right.
Them shows are so brutal. But one great thing about those shows though is all them artists are all just walking around
Right.
all day long everywhere, and you're like, oh, like you're hey, at least I will. I
I'd be-
met tons of folks, man.
I'd be
Tons.
starstruck for sure.
In fact, I was standing right beside Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney.
Rock and roll.
I'd like to get a press pass and go up there and
That'd
do
be
some,
cool.
as the Stone Roadie show and do some interviews.
Uh-huh.
you
That'd
should.
be sweet. You could probably pull that one through, though.
You
Really,
probably
I
could.
don't know. That wouldn't be impossible. I
No,
don't think.
I would totally tune in for that.
hell yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be a great show.
That would be a great show,
Oh.
man. That's a great
Man,
show.
people would eat that
Leonard
up,
Skinner plane crash survivors.
Man, interviewing all these other artists.
doing
Oh
interviews,
man,
That's a great idea, man. You should totally pursue that.
That'd be pretty cool.
I
yeah.
think so. I would.
I get
totally-
in. I get in up at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I just call them up, and they let me. Yeah, I get tickets anytime I want.
That's all. I love that place.
Yeah,
I go up there and spend hours when I go up there.
I go up there every now and then.
Yeah, it's
don't-
not something I
I
do
don't
often.
think I've ever been in that thing.
It's a good
Can't
time.
say.
I've been up there 2 or 3 times now, 4 times now. I can't remember what I went up for.
Well,
last
since
time.
it's changed some since COVID, they don't have the congregation of people like the big theater and stuff. They don't have people sitting side by side and stuff like they
Right.
used to. It's
Huh.
changed a little bit. Yeah.
sure.
Everything's
But I
changed
wasn't
a
really
little
into
bit.
going and sitting in those theaters and watching the history of rock and roll
Right.
either.
Yeah.
He lived it.
Or putting those headphones on and listening
Right.
to the old
Right.
radio broadcast.
I just wanted to see
never
the
was,
stuff.
never was into that stuff. But they still got Bernice up there, and that's Gary Rossington's guitar, the Sunburst Les Paul. Although it's not Sunburst anymore,
Yeah, it's
it's like a
Warburst, huh?
faded out gold
War
top. but-
outburst.
but from what I understand, Gary's had 75 guitars when he died.
Wow.
And, you know, his collection, when I was affiliated with them, and, you know, I kind of lost track of Gary in 73 when he moved to Wyoming, but he only had like Bernice, which was the Les Paul, and then he had Dottie. And they don't even, Dottie was the SG that Gary used on Freebird to play, to do the chirps. And they were talking about Dottie, and they were asking me who Dottie was. And I went, well, Dottie was Dale. No, Dottie was Dale, his wife Dale, because Bernice was his mother. And I swear, Dale was his wife, you know, and I swear Dottie was Dale, but Dottie didn't exist until 1980 because Dale didn't exist in Gary's life until 1980, so it had to be 80 or 81. So Dottie didn't exist during the original Skynyrd. Dottie didn't come around until 81, because that was Dale's. I swear Dottie was Dale, but I don't know. That's the way I remember it.
Well, it'd be nice to have a semi
But
truck full of guitars.
yeah, I wouldn't stake my life on it, but that's the way I remember it. Now, there's a couple other. They asked Kevin Elson, and Kevin Elson said Craig Reed should be able to answer that question to identify that SG, but they all look so much alike. I couldn't identify it, so I kind of asked Mike Sparks, because he worked on that guitar too, and he said he thought that the headstock had a little mark in it from what he remembered. But I got to get a hold of Joe Barnes and ask Joe if he remembers any distinguishing marks on Dottie. But I used to, because I was the production manager back then, so when we went to Europe, I had the carnet to go to Europe, so I had all the serial numbers. So if I could find that carnet, I had the serial number for everything. So
Damn.
I
Whole
could
list of
identify-
everything, huh?
I could identify everything
That's
if I
right.
could find that. But it was on my very first laptop, but I still have the hard drives out of them laptops.
They should be able to pull that.
So whether the information is
Right.
still there or not, we'll have to
Right.
see. But I just
Technology's
I just
amazing.
got on the search for that yesterday.
Oh, I was going to ask you that earlier. What is your favorite place outside of America?
Oh my God, Japan. I've been asked that before. Japan was real cool. Hawaii was real cool. I thought I would want to go back there and live at one point, but I don't know. That Hawaii's kind of weird anymore. But yeah, I don't know. Europe's kind of dirty. Europe, all of England and France.
They never come out
they're
the dark
real
ages.
dirty. Yeah, they're all those things over there in Belgium and all that stuff's really old. I mean, and a lot of places over there don't even have air conditioning because those buildings just weren't equipped
Right.
for it. You know, even today still. You know?
Right.
And
They
then
got
the
that weird
septic,
electric.
septic's all, you know, it's like old New York City, man.
Even worse.
The septic in old New York City is just really dilapidated, you know, and over there it's just as bad, you know what I mean? But
Where'd you eat real good food at over there in Europe?
do what?
Where'd you like to eat at when you were in Europe?
Oh God, we ate. You know, we always ate at the 5-star hotels, and we always had the best. You know, we got invited to private parties that people in Japan. We went to this really rich guy's house, and they had it was all catered, and the guy had a big car collection.
Right.
You know, it was just, it's crazy. The stuff I've seen is just,
Boggles the mind, man.
It is, man. I got to reach back in the memory banks and go, whoa, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That was a long time ago.
Right.
You should definitely think about writing a book, man.
Oh, God, I don't want to write no book.
You write 3 pages a day. After 10 days, you got 30 pages, man.
Even if you do an audio, get your little recorder.
That's right. And nowadays, you don't have to write nothing.
You know, I
can
did
do
those.
it all verbal.
I did those films, when I got the those Super 8 cameras when we were in Japan. I got
Yeah, because all them videos of Lynyrd Skynyrd
Yeah,
just got the 8mm footage, the black and white. That's his shit.
I'm gonna go through and put narrate some of these films, and a lot of people are looking.
That'd be
forward
cool.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That'd be cool as hell,
to
man.
seeing that.
Yeah.
Because you're explaining what's going on. You know what I mean? That'd be really cool.
there's no audio
Right,
track to
right.
it, so
Right.
people have kind of seen the film, but they
Sure.
don't. It's just they don't know what's
That'd be
happening.
really
so-
cool, boy.
Right.
So yeah, I've told people that I have that stuff, and they're going, when you gonna release
Right.
those films?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
As soon as I get off my butt and put a soundtrack
Remember that
on it.
future's getting stale waiting on you.
That's right.
I said I'll do it this year sometime. Yeah.
That's a good idea about going up to the Rock Hall and interviewing, too.
Mm-hmm.
You should definitely pursue that. Those would be awesome interviews, man.
Mm-hmm.
Be really awesome.
All right, well, shit.
Shit. We're done talking shit about shit.
Talking shit about shit.
Thanks for coming
We
in,
could
man.
probably go, but we got to cut this shit off sooner or later. Shit, man.
So all you stoned roadie watchers out there, I kind of
Appreciate
posted
you coming over, guys.
I was gonna be
Thanks.
on
Thank you.
tonight, and then appreciate you showing up to my buddy's the Outhouse podcast, where we've been talking shit about shit, and I come over to talk some shit. So
Down at the media farm where we grow the hits.
so I
That's right.
want to thank y'all for coming and visit me over at the Outhouse. And,
The Stone.
We got
Roadie.
music on this channel too, some
And,
live.
and I'll see you Friday morning on the Stone Roadie
The
Show.
Stone
Wake and
Roadie
bake
Show.
for the Friday giveaway, and who's gonna be the lucky winner this Friday?
On the Stone,
Roadie.
Tune in and see. And hey, if you want to try to win that lucky coin and Lynyrd Skynyrd decal or sticker,
Thanks, Winslow.
yeah,
Thank you.
right into
Thanks, Joe.
the Stoned Roadie at gmail.com.
Roadie.
You got to put the Stoned Roadie. It's not just Stoned Roadie.
Thanks for hanging out, everybody.
The
Come
Stoned
back
Roadie.
every
Roadie.
Wednesday.
The Stone.
Every Wednesday at 8
Roadie.
p.m.
The one and only Stoned Roadie.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Alive, a living and a breathing.
We'll see you guys.
Stone.
The man, the myth,
Roadie.
the legend, the one and only, the
Peace.
world famous.
Oh, man.
Bro.
Bella is freaking out under the table. She's like, what are you doing?